Let us get it going right fucking now. By the way, let me know how my sound is when I get the chance to. The cat is continuously fucking meowing. So yeah, you notice that was muted, right? The shorts and shit. You notice the shorts were muted? You notice the shorts were muted? I think it's because the environment music is um copyrighted through AI audio shit. Like AI sounds. Like they uploaded random AI sounds to try to like copyright people. I'm pretty sure that's one of these things. So yeah, it's crazy. I'm telling you, something weird. Something weird. Here we go. Oh well, thank you. I'm gonna also be clipping, so yeah, I think we'll do some more of the. I'll get into I want to think of what to watch. So I have things that I watch on the side all the time, right? But I think there's a point that I need to make of actually putting it on the screen. I'm very scared of copyright, copyright claiming, getting claimed and shit like that. Like those random audio things, that's one thing, but yeah. All right, let me let you out. All right. See you. All right, everybody, we're going right into it. Thank you for being here. How are you all doing? All right, let's get right into it. Hey, yo. Welcome. What's goody?
My fellow Minnesotans, what's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief.
50% like ratio on his own account. Not a good day for being Tim. Here we go.
News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our community. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live.
Crazy shit.
They're pulling.
You criticize him. His channel is proof of that.
Handling criticism, but that's been well established. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do a group chat with you and Destiny and Tipster. Why the hell does Tips?
He is just wanted so badly to be a
Right.
YouTuber. Like everyone else was actually making a living off of this.
Oh, by the way, hey,
yeah, I'm a YouTuber.
hey guys, just I wanted to we're promoting WO2, right?
Okay. All right, we're gonna go.
All right, good. You mind if I put that up on my stream?
It's just like
Cool.
No way.
All right, that'll be the title in my title.
He's been
So.
for Destiny since day one.
You're
and
right.
It's finally clear to me that he wants to protect her. For whatever reason it is, I don't.
Why do you care? Yes, we know that tipster simps. Why do you? This is the most unnecessary video. I mean, it was great entertainment, but it was so unnecessary.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're a year
Talk
off
about
now.
anyone's personal lives here.
You're a year off, brother.
Give a crap. The point is, on the surface, what
You're a year
it
off
looks
and
like
dollar
to
short.
a bystander is Tipster is simping for Destiny.
I don't care about it. I don't care about any kind of personal crap. By the way, tipster simping.
And I got a question about ports.
Otherwise, why the
Like
hell does it need to be
so are we gonna promote any other guild to have any ports? Like, is there
Anyone who has any kind of relevancy, he went after because he wanted the relevancy so bad. That's why he's a lunatic now, because he's scared he's wanted this more than anything.
Well,
To
I would then
God,
make a healthy suggestion if possible. I believe the next on my thought list would be C. Honestly,
he gets, and then takes the stance of, I'm not protecting her, I am just trying to do what's right to resolve problems. Really, Tipster?
That's what I was thinking.
For Susie Lou. Interesting how you pick.
Well, TSD doesn't exist anymore, so
I'm not stream sniping him.
That's interesting to me. But the fact that Tipster wanted to be in on this group chat told me all I need to know about the entire situation. And Augie, I know he's a small up-and-comer. He should probably know better when I...
He's a small up-and-comer. Dude, at the time, what did you have? Like 10,000 subscribers? Oh my god, he is so...
Yeah, I definitely...
Man, I'd love to talk to a psychiatrist to see what his deal is.
Said no, I'm not doing that with
that's good. I was just wondering.
Remove himself from the equation. I will go on with you and talk with Destiny there, even though I'd rather not. She already had her chance with me and then blocked me, but whatever, I'll do it just to air it.
I wonder why, Jeff. I couldn't imagine. Maybe you were an insufferable prick.
It out if that's where her platform can be.
Didn't he just proactively? I could be wrong about this. Didn't he proactively, like, go after her before her advertisements?
Hey.
That's how this started. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Here. Talk about it. Okay, I'll do it publicly with her. I got nothing to hide. But there is absolutely no reason for Tipster to be a part of this. And it's funny to me how he continues to inject himself every chance he gets to...
Yeah, who gives a shit? Yeah, Tipster's known for... He's a simp. He's known for simping. Oh, that's a face he's making right there. Who gives a shit? Why are you so heavily invested in this, dude? What is lacking in your life?
Fight night for Destiny FOMO. Dude!
And he's actually, you can't say, bitch, this was 5 years ago. Yeah, he's worse now. Brendan, how are you?
I don't know what hole.
At Brendan.Sutton donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Hi, Rich and Bird
Black
family.
hot goth
News
girl
from the
named
Council
Maddie.
of Men. I have a date tomorrow with a different chick. She is in my town college grad girl and she's a nerd like me. Cute black hat golf chick named Maddie.
Yo, fucking King, go grab that. It's right next to you.
This is good for you, man. I'm sorry. One of my kids woke up.
Yep, go grab it. So I don't need to feel like I need to grab it, right?
To multitask here and failing.
It's pathetic. Like, step away from Destiny. Stop talking to her like you guys are bros.
I'm right there.
This is so weird. This is a
You wanna push in towards me?
Mid-30s?
Okay.
Why are you so personally involved?
Well, it's time to clap him. Fucking...
She is manipulating the entire community. It's clear as day. You should know this, but you can't be impartial when you are private.
He hates when someone has more success than him. Boy, Jeff, in 2026, you are gonna hate me.
Talking to her all the time, and then you want to protect her when it comes to talking about people's issues and problems and grievances and what the problems
He's
we're
hitting
facing
me.
are. You don't need to be there for that. It doesn't
I'm chaining him.
like,
Yeah, he has a real.
No, you're good.
He really loves to target women, man. He is bitter.
this was clearly, it was something
He probably because he finds it attractive. You ever notice that, dude?
between Destiny and me.
I mean, look at 8-Bit Eric as a consumer content.
When she started attacking my family and personal life, that's between Destiny and me. There's no room for Tipster in this, but yet this entire conversation is falling apart because Tipster has to be a part of it. Just ask yourself why you would think Tipster needs to inject himself into this situation other than, I hate to say it, simping for Destiny FOMO.
It's Destiny FOMO the next Susie. Yeah, that didn't pan out, Jeff. Dude, you're nuts. Jeff, you have issues. That was... I wanted to be involved. You care who Tipster's simping for. That you had to make that video. Which, whether you realize it or not, most conservatives don't.
I'm gonna cut him off.
No self-awareness. It sounded like you were doing jealousy simping for Destiny FOMO.
How do you like getting spun, bitch? I'm fucking smashing him.
I can't have it, so I'm gonna make it sound terrible. He's definitely a player, Jeff. That many people do. Joe Rogan's career just crashed. Dude, sign me up for that.
Trying to find just the right balance because there's nothing really challenging you. Because you don't have any real problems, and you're not on the earth. You're not standing on the earth anymore. You're in a bubble where you sort of like, maybe I'll try this, and maybe I'll do some protein now, and you know what I mean? And you'll never find the balance because life that's not a normal life.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
Organic living. It's not living like a human being.
Actually,
Joe Rogan's podcast hasn't just slipped this year; it's straight up spiraling, and every new
there you go,
episode
trap,
makes
no
that
shot.
more obvious. What used to feel curious and open now feels locked in and aggressive.
That's AI. Nope. That's AI. Trump accidentally confesses why he's in. Sure, let's go.
600 police officers that we have are charged on any given day with investigating crime, stopping homicides from taking place, preventing carjackings. That's the work of a police officer in a city. Meanwhile, we have...
Yeah, Joe, you went to Trump's inauguration.
Nope.
You were knee-deep in Donald Trump. You can't now because he is wild. No, you don't let these people forget. There's a good chance because of Joe Rogan having him on the show and just letting him just sit there with a monologue.
That's
That
funny.
helped Trump get into office.
Come on.
That won't be forgotten, dude.
ICE agents throughout our city and
What's up,
throughout our
Sully?
state who, along with Border Control, are
And
fighting
nighty night. There's no way.
Busy now, responding to the mess ICE is creating.
All right, well,
Not able to be as responsive to the people they're supposed to serve. That's what they were just saying in those clips. Meanwhile, we continue to see daily examples of ICE agents using.
how the fuck is he still getting away with that fucking ship?
Brutalize both immigrants, suspected immigrants, and
His ass is getting Kobe'd.
tackling people, deploying tear gas, smashing windows. Cars.
Yeah, he's
Let's
going
go.
there to
He's
solve a problem.
fucking dead.
He brought ICE in there, which
He
caused
thought
a
he was
problem,
gonna
but
get
now he's
away.
solve it.
That's a
The
fucking
Insurrection Act.
joke.
These are just some of the scenes.
Give me your shit.
Get physical, even ripping
Good
phones
night.
out of the hands of citizens. citizens trying to film their activities.
I don't know
We've
what
heard from a reported father
That
of
one
6
dude
who
got
told
subbed
Sky
for
News that his children
$4.99
went to the
through
hospital
Super Chat.
because ICE
I have
agents
more
threw a
news.
Yeah, thanks for the backup, boys.
I'm
We've
down.
seen videos
Smiley
like
face
this, showing an
emoji. If we
overzealous
look
border
bird
patrol
friendly, I
agent
want to be
seeming to
with this
threaten
chick. I
someone they
think she likes
detain
me.
with pepper spray
And there
to
we
the
go.
face,
You just don't have
which is
fun
apparently
wherever.
There
excessive
is
enough
one
that the
directly north
agent
of you.
was seemingly restrained by another officer who appeared.
You wanna go
to
for it? I'll
guess
keep
that's
his
good,
whole,
but still,
I'll
this is
keep what I
happening
had
everywhere.
from him
A
with
lot.
me so it
Even the
tempts
president of
him to come
Minneapolis
and
City
tickle my
Council says
pickle.
he was assaulted by ICE agents while observing an agent carrying.
Wait, hold up.
It's
That's
not a
probably
pickle, it's
still
a
frame
it's a
identical.
sparrow, but
What
you
is
know, you
she
get my
on in the
goat.
background?
What do you want, Max?
Out an arrest. I'm going to talk with him.
My cat's
also
trying to
in
get me to
a moment
feed
about
him
what's
more
actually
fucking,
happening.
like, snacks.
These are the kinds of heavy-handed
Last time I
tactics
did
the
that,
administration is
he
defending.
didn't eat for 3
Secretary
days.
Christine even said ICE agents are doing everything correctly.
Yeah, I know, Max. Now you're all, like, talking and shit. It's interesting, right? You're able to take a shit, and now you're all like, I can talk. We weren't talking before, were you?
To create chaos, which he then used as justification to call in the National Guard and ratchet up tensions even further. And now he's considering a more drastic escalation for Minneapolis. Today, Donald Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act, a rarely used
Roll up in the
law
Huracan,
that would
bros.
allow him to send the U.S. military into the streets. But unlike his National Guard deployments, invoking the Insurrection Act would allow those
He is a fat
to
ass.
carry out law enforcement functions,
But a badass.
like making arrests and conducting searches. It would militarize the city of Minneapolis, pitting U.S. service members against their fellow Americans. Trump knows his ICE operations in Minneapolis have been a disaster.
Don't sell your kidney, sell a testicle.
What happened with my audio?
Be a man.
now?
Just like almost everything he's doing is a disaster. But
I mean, it's like 60K for one, so.
So instead, he pours more fuel on the
I
fire.
mean, you could
creates
really
more
get.
chaos and makes things.
I don't know. Fucking go figure it out. They sell it. You could fucking have. You could sell it to science. Yeah.
During Trump's first
Sell it to
term,
science.
and has been speaking out.
It's the first time you hear because you don't look into it.
Miles, I know you and
I
your
know
friend
somebody like me who could look into it and sell someone else's testicle would do that.
in the first term. It seems to be one of the cycles of threats that Trump likes to
Yeah,
throw out
brother.
there.
Come on.
As
Gotta
you
know who
watch
you're. Gotta know who to talk to, right?
You've heard his comments. Do you think he'd actually try to invoke it
The
now?
right people.
I think he will. I think he will invoke
You think
it.
he'll do it?
And this has been, I think he will do it.
He's
This
been
has
foaming
10
at the
years
mouth
in the
since.
making.
Yeah.
He has been searching for almost a decade for the excuse, the right moment, the pretext, the visuals that would justify him invoking the Insurrection Act. And I can remember, Jen, when he first thought he had it, or one of the
trying to
times he
get
thought he
there.
had it. It was the eve of his State of the Union address in 2019. And we had to rush to the White
Alright,
House
that's okay.
to intercept him in the
That's
map
fine.
room
Shooting
as he was
this
practicing
punk.
on the teleprompter and
I'm shooting
keeping
some
him
punk.
from having the stenographer
Yeah, it's
type
fucking
in
MPS.
an invocation of the Insurrection Act
Man.
into the address. And we went to White House counsel's office and helped them talk the president down because he wanted to invoke it at that moment on the border. There was a caravan headed towards the United States, and that's what he wanted to use as justification. Remember, Jen, the law says there needs to be an invasion of the United States, a rebellion, or an insurrection. And a group of people coming to the United States border to claim asylum didn't meet any of those.
175 donated $6.99 through Super Chat. President Bob Lavari would make things better rather than worse.
If Paxton Fettle for president, crime would still be better off. Bob Lavari would just exist. A piece of cardboard would be better than what Trump is doing right now in spades.
Criteria, but I will tell you this. Towards the end of my time in that administration, I sat down with Stephen Miller in his office on the second floor of the West Wing. You know the space. And Stephen told me about how if Trump won re-election, it would be a shock and awe blitz of executive orders. And one of those things he would look to do was invoke the Insurrection Act, and they would try to run it up to the Supreme Court as fast as humanly possible to get a decision. I would not be surprised in the least if this year Donald Trump does it. He spent last year trying to foment circumstances in Los Angeles and Chicago and Portland to justify it. All of those failed. Now in Minneapolis, they see circumstances which to them might seem acceptable for the invocation. To anyone else, it will look lawless and unconstitutional because it will be.
And it will completely militarize the streets of Minneapolis. I'm sure this is a model. I mean, there are so many reasons, and I was talking with some very smart people on my team about this today, that he might think about doing this, right? He wants to normalize military in the streets. He wants to seem in control. He's incredibly insecure, and a lot of things are failing. What do you think, and what is his end goal here as you've mapped this out in your head?
Look, don't take my word for it. Listen to his own current chief of staff, Susie Wiles, right? Who a month ago, when those Vogue interviews came out, she said he has an alcoholic's personality. But Donald Trump is a teetotaler. He doesn't drink. I don't know what hole.
At Comic Book Chat donated $9.99 through Super Chat. These media people always ask if Trump will do the Insurrection Act. It's not a question anymore. Start reporting like he is doing it. We need to attempt check him.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand the Insurrection Act is not the same as martial law.
Whoa! Trump has got his Nobel Peace Prize secondhand. Smiley face emoji.
I know, dude. It's so pathetic. 10 months, thank you. It's so pathetic.
He is drunk on is power. The man is drunk on power. And I don't say that facetiously. I don't say it hyperbolically. I go back to early in his first term. And I remember when those cabinet members who didn't really know him got to know Donald Trump. And one of the things they discovered was he was on this constant quest to figure out what the apex of his powers were. Where was he most powerful? Because the man came into office deeply disappointed that he didn't have all the powers he thought he had. Trust me, the man has never read the United States Constitution, and he was confounded that he had checks from the executive branch in his own branch, that there were checks from Congress, that there were checks from the courts. And
yeah,
so
he thinks he's a king. Even before he had dementia, he thinks he's a king.
He wanted to know, where am I most powerful? And early in the administration, that's when he
wants to be a king.
First told the words Insurrection Act, and ever since that moment he was infatuated with it. I mean, I've said to people before, he started calling it by his own set of words. He called it his magical authorities. On more than 2 occasions I heard him reference those
his magical authority
powers as his magical authorities, because to him, if he invoked it, he could do everything he wanted. Now, that's not what the law says. That's not what the Constitution allows. But in Donald Trump's mind, this allows him to do anything. That should worry all of us.
He has a creepy obsession and disturbing obsession with politicizing the military, too. And I just keep thinking of these men and women who are being put in this impossible situation over and over again. You know, watching and I've talked to a lot of them over the course of the last week, elected officials in Minneapolis, local officials, senators, others. It's heartbreaking what they're seeing, and they're all punching back very hard. But this is like a barreling movement from the Trump administration coming towards them. What would you tell them? You've thought so much about his thinking, what works and doesn't. What would you tell them? What advice would you give to the leaders of the city about how to deal with this?
Well, one quick note first, Jen. Creepy is the right word here. We need to start using that more again, because Donald Trump's obsession with this was creepy. I can remember when he would go meet frontline agents, ICE agents, and he would find the toughest looking guy with a sharp jaw, beefy arms, who looked like he was in special forces. He would go up to him and he would put his hands on those shoulders and say, verbatim, "You look like you're straight out of central casting." It was weird, but what Donald Trump didn't mean was, I want all of my ICE agents to look like soldiers instead of frumpy beat cops.
Remember, I'm a sparrow.
I want them to act like soldiers. So this has been long in the making, and again, creepy. As for Jen, my advice to elected leaders in Minnesota, do what Illinois did. Do what California did. Go on legal offense against this administration. And as you know, Minnesota is starting to do that.
It's okay to be a little retarded.
Of ICE agents. What they also should be doing
don't mind me. It might be. Crayon eating is fine.
They need to go on legal offense. And you know what? I'm heartened to see so many state
I'm gonna set myself on fire, I guess. That's okay.
Locals doing exactly that. They've gotten the message. They're standing up. They are being defiant.
The only way to be in this moment is on offense.
Very fucking dope.
Can't back down.
Otherwise, he will keep pushing and plowing forward. Miles,
I got him. I got him, buddy.
Insightful, chilling, but important for people to hear. Thank you again.
What? He's gonna hit you? Okay, well, I'm gonna sink you then. I'm not gonna lie, that thing did. I won't pick up your body, but now I have. Oh, thank God! It's other things that are coming at me. I'll be right next to your body.
You begging for member?
Holy God, what are you showing me? Come on.
Get drunk, dude. I got a song. Where's Sweet Tea? Hold up. She's
I don't think it's gonna die. Oh my Lord! I sure shit will now.
Buffering.
Hey. I was like, maybe if something with Amberlynn Reed comes up. Far Cry 6.
Oh, this little shit bag.
Watch your pulse. All right. So how are we doing tonight?
You know, fine. I wanted to come in here and like really cuss you out about this thumbnail because that literally
I died
isn't
too.
even me. It's like a.
I know she's in it for the money in terms of she can't make money on her own channel. That's why she took this too.
Completely different race. Like the cheeks are like big balls.
Yeah, you know. Oh Jesus, this is on the screen already. Truth or drink? So you guys can ask any question. It can be like, what do you really feel about Keemstar? Or you know,
anything.
Other
Nothing
stuff.
is
And we'll either have to answer the question honestly or take it while drinking. Well, you guys get to get drunk. I get to, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna be doing over there.
Lady, you're 600 pounds and you're drinking on stream. You're 5'3" and 600 pounds. I don't know how you resist.
No,
Punished.
If it's any, I bought a bunch of milk, and if it's any consolation, my milk has been sitting.
I love Black Wake though. Black Wake has its own fucking. Black Wake has its own fucking.
Like get close to my mouth.
I mean,
Black Wake is literally, or Blood Wake. Was it Blood Wake?
It's weird. I don't like actual bananas, but banana flavored anything I'm down with for sure.
I think it was Blood. Oh, was it Blood Ocean? I don't know which one it was. It was one of those. One of those two was really fucking sick. Like shit game. For original Xbox. So.
Oh shit.
Oh listen, and if we get.
I don't know. I'm not.
No, you're not allowed to.
I'm gonna say.
A pay pig.
I think you know what I'm gonna say.
I have a special surprise for you guys.
You're not allowed to hang out with the people saying come hang out.
Just
special surprise. Okay.
I don't want to be the one.
But look at all of you guys there.
See, and I hit the goal, so you know I'm not saying this for anything. I don't say it for anything.
My girlfriend should be here soon.
Proof. You see the difference? Like all they're doing is talking. About
this is yours.
Do that for the goal. Do
Damn, you got here after I got here? Damn, son.
We hit it at the last minute. Thank you. Lost in Gaming came through last second.
Yes, good. Fuck to do good.
About my goals. When I have one to stay up, well, how often do I talk? Maybe.
MTag, let's go hit the.
These streams kind of.
It was over here.
Talking about the shitty gamer YouTube channels.
It might be that one right to the left. Might be that. I'm not sure.
What they want to buy, the thing that you're going to buy for them. That's not streaming.
Yeah, if he can scam cancer, he can scam a stroke.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
And look, I like Boogie a lot, but like to be honest, like this whole like I was 100% like, oh shit, I'm like, is Boogie actually fucking dying last night? That's what I thought. And like all day today. Then I see the thumbnail like, oh, it's a funeral. Oh, Boogie scammed us.
No.
And then like watching that, like, dude, that's actually disgusting. It'll work this time.
And then he lays there the whole time, pretty much, and like you're supposed to be putting on a show, not laying down and.
Yeah, this is the $20 truth or drink. You have it there. Mention it once, mention it twice. I personally wouldn't drink alcohol for money. I think it's a bad idea. You apparently don't.
Yeah, no, they're trying to recruit you.
But you don't shut the hell up about it. The whole stream becomes about the goal, becomes about the money. People know that this is what you do.
They wanted you to touch their nuts.
Oh my god, it turns into fucking QVC of live streaming.
Being lazy. Like, that show is dying. Just saying.
Yeah, that wasn't the move.
Yeah, really? You're going into all the different stuff. You've been here for 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm
staged.
Fuck you in the mouth. Fuck you in the mouth.
Try to pretend to be a little more natural about it, but these people don't have improv skills.
I have not the right ammo, so we're going to gonna get real.
Nah, see, I'm good.
Right.
I will. Would never. I'll take off my shirt occasionally. We have
You
to
start with
shut up.
missing
Thank
with
you.
your spell.
But this is all the streams are. It's just here. Let's try to get you to give me money the entire stream and not shut the hell up about it.
I'm like half a drink in. No, I'm 3/4 of a drink in. Well, I fucking would say so now, wouldn't I?
Oh, dude, we're about to do the Tech Protect route. We're doing $1 drinks.
And I'm already planning my what the fuck was that?
No, that was the thing he did.
My game just like got all fucky wucky.
Every dollar that
I
came
think
in,
I'm
he took a
live
drink.
streaming this because it just hopped from like one area to like another. What the fuck was that? Easy. Yeah, my 3G network shouldn't be having that.
Bigger than that, and over half a foot shorter.
I got white.
God.
Down bad. Yeah, it was in the
What I'm
early
doing.
script.
But he can
Oh
bring
god,
a
thank
lot.
god I'm not that.
GTV donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Hey Rich, do you like Pillsbury peanut cookies? Also, do you like Oreos?
Of course I like
They are
Oreos.
yummy.
Let's do
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so I am currently Peacock. Wait, I might not be
She's
right,
5'7",
but I like it.
still, that's insane.
Fuck right now.
That's still over 150.
We got no
Yeah, about 150 pounds bigger than
Snafu.
I was at my biggest. And I was big. Some of you motherfuckers remember?
Boobard. That's another one.
Can I call you motherfuckers now, or is that
Nope,
bullying too? I don't
soon.
even know when this that. I'm telling you that little quiz they made me take because I was naughty. It's more
Fair
alarming than
connection,
the boarding
yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
because it's a sign of things to possibly come on this platform.
You want to know what my next
77
mode of attack is over
I'll
here?
figure
It's
it
to
out, I'm pretty
fucking
proud
hit
of
these
it.
small additional
Maybe
sales
trying
and
to
jam it
sense
right
and
up its
react to it.
app.
That's what I think it is.
On me.
Ayo!
Hey, I gotta take a little milky sip.
But I don't think he had a stroke. I think it's
Yeah,
a
watch
lot.
this though.
I think they needed that money. I think they're scared because they're boring now.
The hell is King Kong Bundy? I was.
Yes.
last weekend I was at 420 something.
But he just made it more boring. He
I
just made
see,
it
I see.
the
You
whole
launching the
time.
fire
Like,
barrel with the fire.
Resi could have at least.
I tell you what, if we're at 9 members right now. When we get to 20 members, I'll start
Man.
putting hot sauce in, and then for every 20 members after that, I'll start adding something else to the concoction.
Yes, because milk is just too simple.
That's all it,
Alright,
all it is.
so,
It's
there we
just
go.
all about the money.
I
That
did not get what?
I make a living streaming. Yet she could breathe better than the quartering. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's
Hey.
brilliant because it's really true.
No, 10 minutes is too long, dude. 30 seconds is like tops. Don't hit me in the ass.
Speaking of, that's just quartering.
You said 10 seconds? Oh, you're good. I thought you said 10 minutes. Fuck.
Doing your first Trump episode. Thought the jokes
You
were-
motherfucker.
more sauce on those things, because that's the most
You-
corny dad thing
you
ever.
bastard.
Trying to say the jokes weren't
And tag trying to
This clip, though,
kill me real
I actually
quick.
make it more concise because he was like, I just want to put some sauce on those zingers. And how do you get a breath saying 7 words? So I had to sound forge or whatever. I had to chop out the dead air in
Fine.
between because he was gasping for oxygen.
I don't have any like
Simple, that's not
special
fair.
Are you
rounds.
lactose intolerant?
Sarge's wife, yeah, she's
I have no
anything
special
over there.
rounds.
Yeah,
What's
she
your
looks skinny.
speed?
Maybe Becky is skinny. I know she's in a straitjacket somewhere.
Okay, let's see. Are you hitting
Allegedly.
sales right now?
Allegedly. This is coming from
No.
Keemstar's mouth, and it is Keemstar, but it was a weird random thing for him to say about Becky, so I kind of think there's
Yeah,
some
no.
validity to it. At least
Got me
he
by
heard the rumor and
one
he was
knot.
just making it up. And he
Got
said
me
the
by
source
one
he
knot.
has is reliable. Be a strange thing to just bring up about Becky. But he is Keemstar, so Lord knows.
Tolerant?
Actually,
I am
never
not.
mind. You're
Well,
definitely
okay.
not. You
Am I
definitely won't.
full-blown?
What are you
I
at
need
now?
to go to 20 folks.
I didn't know
it was something blocking her face the entire time. I could see
Mine's
why you get mad about
17.7. I
that.
could catch
If
you.
someone sends a 100, I'll just charge
That's
the rest
without
of
the
it.
sales. Now I'm gonna smack the sales.
It's just like, here is this very large woman. Just
17.7.
pay him. It's like, are you gonna have a rose gold fucking shot next?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'd
Jesus
probably fall out.
It's like QVC. Let's have a very unhealthy, morbidly obese woman drink a bunch too on top of it, because that's not a recipe for disaster.
Oh.
Ready?
How do they have?
Ready? I'll show you how I'll catch you.
15%.
15, damn. Is that a lot?
Dude.
Is that a lot?
It's a lot, especially for someone. But my least favorite thing about myself is my legs.
Well,
Because my lymphedema and stuff. My
yeah, this
favorite
is
thing about
definitely
myself
moving.
Is probably I'm creative. I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like I hate it.
Slow down, bitch. You're so slamming me. You first. I'm moving. I'm going in the same direction I was headed. You started to curve. I know. And you gotta keep going straight. Just like I am.
Losing weight, yet you were doing mukbangs and your weight loss continually failed.
But it's you know what it is? It's the
Like,
wind
you would
pushing
think
us.
I
That's
would
why.
be, like in this line of work, like I feel like I'm not creative at all. It's such a.
You're not.
Like, dude, whenever okay, well, I have. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna get cut off here.
T doesn't know. You are here because you are all unstable. Keemstar knows eventually you'll become a shit show, and you all wanted to be in front of the camera, where you should just been on Discord.
Emily has a kid. She said it's not like there are any kids involved. Emily has a live-in daughter that Amber is jealous of. Who gets mad at her
I
mom
fucking love
taking
these
The
fucking
straitjacket thing I am.
breed
Just, you know,
borders on this damn shit. It's
Jessica,
ridiculous.
I heard that she
It's
is
honestly the most
allegedly
stupidest thing they could have done. Like,
in an institution. Or
yeah,
something.
the Sparrow is so stupid.
That's what Keemstar said.
It is so good
Allegedly.
for no reason. And like the Axel Thorson would be great if I could get one
Thanks for the
of
20.
those.
I ain't jealous of nothing.
Like
Feel any of that.
it'd be so.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So you live with you got like a family? A whole family?
You just. Mm.
Is this considered doxing? That's not something we talk about.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks
yeah.
for the money and for the shot, motherfucker.
I'm working on
Stupid bitch.
opening my milk. I'm
Can
struggling.
you guys please give 11 memberships so
Dude,
you know he deserves to be punished. He scammed hard. He's supposed to be drinking.
Not intentionally. I didn't
No
scam.
water everywhere.
And like I could get sick from drinking too much milk. Like my tummy's feeling very full.
Oh my god! I did all that without it.
Look
God.
on your face.
You're an idiot.
When he dies, like I'm not happy right now.
When are you? You are the most miserable person on the planet. Well, no, that's not true. I would say many other people are after, but you're close.
I'm not having a good time. And Amber, I get one more DM from you about fucking money. You can kiss my ass.
I deserve more and better. Thank you.
Yeah, because like I said, her channel got demonetized because now I agree with this one from YouTube. They consider mukbangs self-harm. Probably something they should have done a while ago. She made her living basically eating herself to this size.
We all get equal, don't we?
But I'm the queen.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Wait.
go
Well,
a trash bag just in case.
I need some
Shut up.
I need some
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
percentage,
Just
not
give me
y'all.
1 sec before I. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
yeah.
I only seen Kim give out any of his percentage one time, and it was for me on TikTok.
He's gonna do it for me now.
Oh, okay. Dude, this next shot's gonna be terrible.
We need a 20, and then he takes a shot. I take a shot.
All right, YouTube, I just read this. They're saying that video that was taken down, I'll be able to get this removed. Policy on personally identifiable information. I didn't say anything that was identifiable to anybody. Yeah, that's.
Sweet tea takes a lick.
Oh, like a lick, like just a drip, dude. Like you
Yeah, I
take
don't
a
think I can
sniff.
drink anymore.
That
I
was
don't think
stupid.
it's
South Navis.
Can we please have a tour
Right,
so I can
about-
finish this and open another? Goodness.
Head down.
Michelle 31 super chatted $20.20.
I remember every moment of this.
Listen, no, you know, I'm a detractor of Boogie.
I mean,
What
in
the
a way,
dick?
That still is concerning about that quiz I had to take with what I said. But there was nothing. In
Harlock, what the fuck was that? You're getting shot already?
I'm a
By
detractor of
MPS?
Boogie. I've started that. No, not really. But I'm a detractor of Boogie in this LCU.
That essentially, like, I dox somebody.
What a fucking bitch!
What the hell are they talking about? Whatever. I'll see what happens with the appeal. Then I could do something else.
Boogie,
Somebody's,
stop
like,
lying about
false
illnesses. Make people
copyright
feel bad so
claiming
you can
someone
get
else.
money. Your doctor money. You ain't gonna get no doctor money for that, okay? Stupid.
Oh god, just give me 1 second.
We need tuna.
Cutting across it.
We really don't need tuna, bro. Oh god.
Please, guys.
Ew.
Tuna. Listen.
No, no tuna. No tuna. No.
I
This
don't
is
know.
Apparently, that's me that put it like I doxed somebody. No, there was nothing even remotely in the realm that could even be thought of that. So we'll see what happens.
I need another drink.
Yeah, I don't need another drink, so please ask a question.
You can
Please,
donate to the channel.
ask a question on it, please. Please.
My
just-
code
donate.
feels weird.
You are you? You're
Can you
telling
shoot
me
that
to
MPEG?
donate?
Donate to the fucking channel.
I'm not gonna
Hey, guys.
donate.
Can you guys do this?
Cheapo? All your
No.
money on
You're gonna have to
Every
cut.
last
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
you're gonna have to cut back.
It didn't happen, so there we go.
penny you have. Spend it on both.
Oh,
We've got
Oh.
10
God, bro, I'm not
I
trying to
got you.
drink this.
I'll get up and
You're
like
chasing
walk
him.
in
Then we're
place
gonna
if
cut
people like
open
that.
more. Because we'll head him off. He's probably gonna try to cut through the smaller gap.
Dr.
He's-
D, if that ends up, oh well,
Yeah, I figured that.
but that was a live feed
Got
from
it.
a
I
YouTube
see you.
channel. That video was up.
I feel it. You doing?
I don't know.
He's
That's
smart. He'll try to cut to the right.
Well, again, welcome to live streaming.
Is he
Where it's
cutting
live
right?
streams get- It's
Yeah, he's cutting
always
right.
something. It's always something. It's just how it is.
Gotcha.
And it's not just me. It's every streamer. Ask any streamer. It's like a minefield,
smack
man.
him.
And then, you know, as soon as I get off the call, it switches over to you guys. And you guys are saying everything's fake and gay.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, we didn't say.
And
You're good. Keep
okay,
going straight.
YouTube,
Don't slow down.
Which probably means it was something automated.
we
It
fucked
may not
last
even
night,
been a
too.
report. Where's the timestamp? Show me what I did so I can learn. Don't just say the whole blanket video. It's a 4-hour video. What did I do? Oh,
He
this
did
is
it too.
so broken.
It's fake and gay.
That's
We
what
just
happened to me,
absolutely need to
basically.
fake a medical incident.
No, I said Boogie had a stroke.
I didn't say anything.
I said
This
he had a stroke
is
and he was burning down his house. It was
probably
real. It wasn't
the
water.
worst thing to fucking see behind you.
God.
Appropriating the song.
A pack of all
my God.
of us. You're like this.
That's all.
Oh, this is so fucking funny. Like, I'm going to hit you so
I
hard.
just picture Keemstar just sitting there with a cigarette like this, and she's like smearing oil on this. God, I need to control these people. What is this for? Besides for him to have like a
Yo,
power
keep
trip.
his
I can't-
ass slow. Go grab him. How about just boredom? How about just boredom? So it makes him feel like a fucking dumbass.
We're gonna call 911. I have to call 911. I'm having a heart attack.
Oh God, are we?
And we're gonna have my funeral tomorrow. You guys can put in money. I'm just joking.
Guys, we need
My stamp lasts 2 seconds.
we need $20 to pour alcohol.
Jeez, I'm surprised she can stand up so easily. I'm not being an ass. I'm serious.
Into her casket. This is every dollar for the rest of the stream goes towards the funeral fund.
Probably start drinking again.
Someone
There's
said
one
I'll
up
do
mark
my
from
first money,
so
I'll
you can
take
go
it,
ahead.
bitches.
One of those
Watch me be
guys.
in stroke level.
Bro.
Oh my
Dude.
God! Don't even joke.
What if
Amber.
Like when you have to make like your personal problems your content. Then it's not working out.
A stroke better than Boogie.
I can do a stroke so good.
Small Cow Live is dead. You may as well put a bull.
People, again, I have goals. I make the lion's share of money
Unlikely.
doing this, but it's
I would believe
how
it.
you do it.
Definitely would believe it.
Do it. It's how you fucking do it. I can't say that enough.
There are 435 people in this game,
All
so
right, we'll do something short and lighthearted to end it, and then
that's not as many as I would
it's coming.
remember.
So
You know what I
am I.
mean? Like,
Romano report. So am I. Pharmacist steals 90K. I'll add it to the list. Maybe we'll start it.
So this investigation was initiated after the store took physical inventory, and the...
I think we just got to do an all QBC stream. Let me get the other two streams that I promised first.
Which?
One thing at a time. I think that's a good idea.
Green,
Don't go for that.
one
They'll
on
just
the
move
left.
Pharmacy
One closest to me, or the one fucking wait?
A trusted pharmacy manager's routine shifts quietly unraveled, triggering an internal investigation that
No, she had, and why do you think Keemstar picked her? Dr. D, why do you think he picked her? Because he knows that she has to be beholden to him. Why does he have any of these people? Like Keemstar, you say you have all these people clamoring, which you know with what person with any kind of A-list status or B-list even, or C. I mean, even Dad left. Remember the guy Dad?
Who's tweaking?
Would want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
No, they don't. So you get these
Stick the
people
finger
that
in
have
its ass.
nowhere else to go. And you can make them do whatever you want. Because you're weird, Daniel. You're very weird.
exposed a costly breach of responsibility.
I was told that you guys had
90,000 worth of meds is wild. Walter White.
someone that was in the
Where's
manager's
the
office.
homie that was Where you at? Is he still smacking the fucking... Yep.
No idea what
I see you. I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Richard is out there? Oh,
That is a crazy amount of, especially if it's like obviously controlled substances. That's, it definitely is. You're looking at, you don't have to worry about a job. He'd be in prison for most of his life.
What's going on?
Call Richard 1 second.
Should we
Last
pull
name for
Richard?
you, Paul?
Damn.
Spell it for me.
I-N-G-A-L-L-S.
First name for you, sir?
This is for,
Louise or Green?
She didn't say Richard out there.
I don't know who Richard is.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just keep that out.
I don't know, right?
He's in charge of the investigation.
We should sink it on him.
Totally be down to watch this.
You just destroyed it on him.
Wild. Did I put this in a playlist?
That guy. Alright, let's go get... Yeah, he does that again. I'm gonna dispute him.
Ban anybody
Stick a finger
trying
in
to
his
talk to me.
ass. As he goes in here. Let's go back home so he can't be a bitch like that. Alright.
side, sorry.
No, I parked around the side because it was the way the call came out. I wasn't sure exactly what I was walking into, so my fault.
So if you want to walk outside real quick, because I don't want people to hear what's going on.
Okay.
Possible.
That works for you.
Investigators say surveillance showed the pharmacist removing prescription medications repeatedly, packaging them discreetly, and transporting them off-site over time.
I don't want to wander too far with him.
Wonder if he was like working with like a cartel or something. That's a lot. That's
Every one of these is fucking big, so.
He works in the pharmacy, so I don't want to talk to the hero what's going on. So we could be right around here. That works.
It'll work. So it works in the pharmacy. I'm guessing it's just prescription stuff related then.
So it's a pretty convoluted investigation.
Yes, I'm gonna play more Bloodborne.
Yeah, they definitely hate us. They hate us because we're fucking so goddamn good at what we do. Mother.
Basically, in essence, I interviewed him today. We took inventory in the store, in the pharmacy. We had a bad inventory, which prompted us to conduct an investigation. That investigation unraveled that we had multiple incidents where he was walking out with unpaid products from the store. Medication, we're able to identify most of the medication. Unfortunately, some of it we were not. The way that it was positioned and the camera view was a little different.
All right, I gotta end this. I'm really screwed. And again, it's not even.
Have a good night.
90K worth of anything that low. Then on top of it, you're looking to distribute controlled substances. You're getting like mass shooter sentences out of that. Holy God, man.
Right.
Yeah, this is
So good at it. Look at me. Dodging dodging fucking cannons. Literally. Returning fire and everything.
Oh my God. And then this will go away and then something else will happen again because welcome to YouTube. It's wild. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Get my ass to bed. I have a lot to do. See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
with
we
a couple videos and live stream for Sekiro. Have a good evening.
So we met our opposition. Needless to say,
they're pulling over people
Not gonna
indiscriminately,
lie.
including U.S. citizens.
I'm glad I
and
was
demanding to see
floating
their
around
papers.
when
And at grocery
I don't know if I've
Katie and
seen
y'all
that.
were on.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen this a lot. Usually whenever
For
I see them
sure.
pulling somebody over, it's because the person's trying to put their car in the middle of the road. And you see how, like, this is what people like Tim Walz do, is they just go on camera, and, like, if you take this at face value, you're going to assume that ICE is pretty bad, right? Oh my God, ICE is just arresting everybody. It's like a secret police. They're going around. So you can see how
Sure.
this
you asked me why I wasn't in a plan. I was like,
people like you to eat it up. Yeah, they eat it
didn't
up
feel
like
like
crazy.
joining one yet.
As I said, it's only 170 cases out of 600.
That was, and I'm outside Devin, so I was like, I haven't been attacked by you guys yet. That one person attacked me. I was just like, oh. Let me
stores
feel
at bus
like
stops,
I'm
even at our
gonna
schools.
join.
They're breaking windows,
That was
dragging pregnant women
right
down the
right
street,
after we
just
talked.
plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans.
Unmarked vans. It's just, again, and
Yeah.
you see how this
And that's
is
how it
explained
goes.
with the absolute highest degree of misrepresentation possible. You're intentionally trying to misrepresent this in the most extreme way that you can. In order to
I mean, listen,
make
I'm
people
playing
think
it
something
for a
different's
lot of
happening.
for the fun of it.
That's it.
Like,
It's the wording on it. Yeah, you're intentionally misleading.
you know, if they could do this,
If they ask for
if they could do this with fucking like, you know, new ships and random shit like that, I'd be doing the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, you give me like nowadays battleships. Fuck yeah, I'll fucking do that. If you fucking like a setting like this, fuck yeah. Yeah, I touch every tism that I could fucking like need, you know? Probably get me some like aircraft. I'd be an aircraft carrier floating around out here. Oh,
Wait, what are you talking about?
Instead, it's
I'm saying if they had a game like this, but it was new age, like
by our own federal government.
This is organized
what
brutality against the
ships
people
are
of
modern
Minnesota.
day. Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is what the people of
Yeah.
Minnesota are doing.
It's okay. I talk a lot and I talk fast, so don't worry.
Stealing guns out of FBI cars and then
Yeah, you good. I'm all sorts of litty.
Isn't that crazy? They can't know if you're a citizen or not without asking if you're a citizen.
Yeah, but I wish they would have a game where they would have modern day ships like this in the setting like this, you know? Yeah, that'd be sick as fuck, wouldn't it? And some douchebag with an aircraft carrier, fucking coming through, dropping like planes on you, like just.
Hanging on to this, and like I will say, like we've been talking about this now for like a week.
No. We don't need it. We don't need another battle simulator. We just need MMORPG with battleships.
That's the reason why.
like modern battleships, modern also not just battleships, like all of it, like a modern navy.
That's what's gonna happen.
Modern
100% lawyers. Yes, 100% lawyers said so.
That'd be
I mean, I would
cool.
say the majority of people think that, and or actually not the majority of people of like any like that know what they're talking about think this. Yes, clearly. It was justified. He was getting pat on the back. And yeah, he's the reason why Renee got shot for spreading this kind of message. He is. And this is the thing that I think that people like.
No, I don't want a world warship.
Whenever
and yes, that might be the closest thing. That's not, you know.
To run out there and be psychotic.
That's definitely not what we want to do.
Making it even worse. They're the ones that are trying to, you know, gas people up into thinking this is like Nazi Germany. And then you have all these people on social media that are like borderline like mentally ill. They're borderline mentally ill. And so you're trying to goad these people into being violent and then use the violence as a reason for why you're right. That's it. That's what he's doing. Sadly, Minnesota isn't a stop and ID state, which every state should be, in my opinion. I don't know about that. Isn't he under duress while making his speech? He should be. He's going to get arrested, I hope. I think they should arrest him. He's causing a civil war between the state and the feds. He does. And I think they need to, like I've said this before, they need to charge this guy for sedition. They do. They need to arrest this guy, put him in jail, and charge him for sedition. Same with that mayor of Minneapolis. They need to arrest both of them and put them up on the most extreme charges possible.
3, 8,
conducting an
mortar
so we can
rounds
hold accountable
into your ass right here, right now. You know how bad it would be if I was just to be like double
have Minnesota
black powder.
Investigate this.
I mean, I'd definitely like, you know,
you have had multiple
laugh,
whistleblowers, even on your own
but
party,
it would
come out
literally
and
one-shot
expose
you
for trying to
right now.
suppress. Yeah, let's go ahead and have that happen. That's a great idea.
Perfect.
Really smart.
Perfect timing.
to finding an excuse to attack the victim.
Yo, no, I didn't watch anything. No.
Federal prosecutors, including
those were fire arrows.
The charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs.
Listen, I have 64 of them. It's not one shot. It's 3 shots per. All right.
Wait a minute. Let me listen to this again.
Federal prosecutor to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime
I'm gonna rip another fucking bowl. Let's go.
And eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs,
Why?
rather than go along with this assault on the United States.
Why don't you?
So they quit their job.
Why don't we go fuck with
But
people?
as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for
We
it
should
to
go
get
fuck
worse.
with
It's going to
somebody.
get a lot worse. I hope so. It's going to. This should only be the beginning. It should get 1,000 times worse than this. 100%. They're conflating judicial and executive powers by saying there's no due process when there is a deportation. Yeah, of course. There was no due process with getting a lot of these people into the country. And this was always the strategy that these people had, is that create an untenable situation by allowing people to mass import into the country and then try to exercise every single legal proceeding to remove them. Basically, ignore all the rules to bring them in and then force all the rules to get them out. It's so obvious what's happening. Yeah, it should get a lot worse.
This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming.
Thank God. Thank God. We need to put this guy in jail, charge him for sedition. Absolutely. And honestly, the only thing that's making me mad is the fact that Trump hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. Yes, okay, great. You're finally going to do something. I've been waiting on this for how long? Don't say it, actually do it. Yeah, like you want retribution. I do too. This is ridiculous.
He touched ground.
There are more people that are dying because of Tim Walz. Keep in mind, none of this stuff in
Oh, look at this place. Okay, I'm out.
It doesn't happen in Texas.
Nice
You
try.
know why? It's because the
I
state
see you, Aaron.
police cooperate with ICE.
See ya.
And
Hey, Aaron,
make
guess
it
what?
clear that you're not able to impede their investigations. And there are none of these crash outs.
You
that
can't get
happen,
in now.
Even though
See ya.
comparatively, there are a lot of people in every state that voted for Kamala Harris. It's not like most states are not anything more extreme than 70-30. So that means at a very minimum level, 30% of the activated voters in that state probably voted for the opposing candidate. But even then, you don't have those people out there on the street causing problems. And the reason why is because you have the state police that reinforces the federal police, and they don't try to act in opposition to the federal police and usurp the United States. That's it. They didn't quit, they were fired. Well, I don't know what happened.
That's a direct threat against the people of this state who dared to vote against him 3 times and who continue to stand up for freedom.
Who dared to vote against him?
With courage and empathy and profound grace. All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are
profound. Wait, what was this here?
Grace for freedom. With courage and empathy and profound
Yeah, that sounds like rap.
All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted.
For sure.
They're distributing care packages and walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest.
Raising their voices, they're blowing whistles,
Very
driving
cool.
cars, assaulting officers, hitting things, setting everything on fire, stealing guns out of federal law enforcement buildings or cars, and they're destroying everything. Like, what are you talking about peaceful? Like, yeah, obviously some of them are peaceful, some of them are not. Duh. Look at the voting map, red and blue. Oh yeah, no, I understand that. The Democrats tried to arrest Trump for inciting violence when he told the crowd to stay peaceful. I don't understand how Tim isn't arrested for actually inciting violence. It's because the Republicans are pussies. That's the reason why. And you need to understand that, is that the Republicans are operating under some false premise that if we do this to them, they're going to do it to us. No, if you don't do it to them, they're going to do it to you because they're going to be able to. Your goal should be to incapacitate them so they can't do it to you. This should be proactive.
Even though doing so has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targets for violent retribution. Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all
get a lot worse.
All have to be defending law and order, justice, and humanity.
Law and order. You mean like the law that you can't be an illegal alien in the country, and the ICE can come and get you and remove you? See, this is the thing, is that all they do is they just go up there and they lie. They're just going up there and saying things that are not true. It's very obvious that the federal government has the authority to deport illegal aliens. Everybody knows this, but they're pretending into this lie for no reason. Over 1.5 million Minnesotans voted for Trump? Yeah, of course.
While also caring for our families and trying to do our jobs. So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation. You've done enough.
I don't think they've gotten even half as close. I think that they need to find out. So if Tim Walz knowingly was allowing funds to be sent to Somalia, I think that instead of sedition, we should charge him for treason. I do. I think we should charge the guy for treason because you need to go. And the thing is that they're going to make a martyr out of this guy anyway, right? So you might as well do it. You might as well give them a good show. So I think that they should do that. Now, obviously, if they can't find out that he was working with another government or facilitating funds to go to a foreign government or a terrorist organization, then it's going to be hard to charge him for treason, right? You'd have to do something else. But this guy needs to go to jail because at the end of the day, and what Tim Walz is doing is just, it's more authoritarian than what Trump is doing. And I'm going to explain how. So the reason why it's more authoritarian is because Tim Walz is simply refusing to enact the law. Trump is doing the law. Trump is not acting in any way that is extreme or crazy at all. You're sending in federal officers to arrest people and to carry out deportation orders that are federally, decided. So Trump is the law. Well, it's not that he's the law, it's that Trump is following the law. Trump is following and applying the law. Tim Walz does not want to follow and apply the law, and he wants to actively stop the law from happening, and he's willing to use the absence of authority in order to create a pseudo-authority to enforce that law not being upheld. That's what he's doing. So basically he's saying, I can't have the federal officers and like the police here, the police in Minneapolis or Minnesota, I can't have those people come out and actively push against this, but what I can do instead is I can tell them not to do anything and let these rioters and these problem people go in and trash the whole place and stop federal officers. That's what he's doing. And that is authoritarianism. Whenever you're relying on basically a vigilante group to enact your
I
will
was looking
for
at
you,
that.
that's not in practice, really. It's not in practice that much different than just using your own police.
I always looked at
Yeah,
it,
it's
just
mob
never
rule.
thought about like
Anarcho-tyranny?
actually getting
Yes,
it.
it's anarcho-tyranny. That's what they're advocating for.
Oh.
And he is basically taking advantage of his position as being the governor in order to weaponize these people by not upholding the law. That's what he's doing. You got the link already? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, and this is another thing. Total ICE deportations, and this is an AI summary, right? So we can, maybe some of it's a little bit inaccurate. And over 622,000 removals, deportations, and 1.9 million self-deportations. Arrests are described as hundreds of thousands of illegal criminal aliens, and with 70% having U.S. convictions and charges. So 70% of the people that they have deported have had arrests and charges prior. So overall detention snapshot peaked at 68,000. And percentage calculation, what's this here? Using conservative estimates, focusing only on mistaken identity, only 50 to 120 cases per sources were actually fake. And so really it's below 0.05. Very, very low percentage of fail rate. Extremely low percentage. Probably lower than the police.
No, I've seen it. It doesn't. It's the graphical.
Trump,
it's the graphical quality.
Honestly, I feel like I wish you'd find more. Yeah, that's
I
how I
want to
feel
make
about
my
it. And Tim Walz should not look for anarcho-tyranny because there's millions of gun armed
graphics
citizens who want
card
to
work
shoot if they don't even act
for
on
how much it's worth.
anarcho-tyranny themselves. Well, that's the problem, is that they selectively use the government to protect people that are the bad actors and
I'm doing
people that are good actors.
I'm doing other stuff on the side. I'm doing other stuff on the side as CFS and go to the west.
And look out for your neighbors.
Uh-oh.
First, Donald
I'm gonna
Trump
kill him.
wants this chaos. He wants
How does he want the chaos if you're the only one that's able to stop it? This is what's so crazy to me. Like, all you have to do, all Tim Walz has to
I'm
do
fighting
is
him.
stop this right now. All he has to do is go on camera and say, listen, guys, enough is enough. We're going to have the state police help us. They're going
What is
to
this dude doing
get these
here?
deportations done, and then they're going to be out of here, and then everybody can go back to normal. You cannot impede, stop, interfere with, attack,
I need some
or
help.
do anything to stop ICE's operations, and if you do
This,
so, you will be immediately arrested with no
came up
exceptions. That's
at
all
the
he has
one
to do.
line,
Really, that's all that has to happen. He can stop this whenever he wants.
I do not know, apparently.
And all he has to do by stopping it is to follow the law. All Donald Trump has to do to stop it is to not follow the law. Isn't that interesting? I don't think so. They'll just label him as a traitor. I think that...
Got him.
I mean, I don't think he's going to do it either, to be
Not
honest.
yet.
Like, I think that they would label him as a traitor. They absolutely would. But
Yeah, he got me.
still can't
CFS,
stop it.
Grow,
And more people will die.
Grouchy Smurf.
More people will die for sure because of this.
fusion. And yes, he wants more violence on our streets. We cannot give him what he wants. We can't. We must protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed, as hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail.
Have you come out and condemned these people that are literally breaking into federal buildings and or federal cars? I keep saying buildings. Federal cars and then stealing confidential documents and guns out of federal cars? Like, because I feel like you should say something about that if you're actually against violence.
I ran him into the...
Like, yeah, I mean, like, because if you were, like, it's easy to say that's really
I ran
bad.
him into the fucking...
Sure. He literally calls for violence. He is. He's doing it. Violence. People preach for no violence. Exactly. What's crazy is he's wearing the American flag. He loves the state more than his country. As I said, they should have invoked the Insurrection Act on Minnesota a week ago. They should have done that 3 days after that video came out, and all of the Minnesota politicians were coming together to defend why it's okay for them to defraud the government. They should have done that.
Oh, there he is. I found him.
You're angry. I'm angry. Angry's not a strong enough word, but we must remain peaceful. Second,
I think treason
you
is.
are not
He's
powerless.
right in front of me. He's
you
fully
are not
healed.
helpless, and you are certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger. Thousands upon thousands of our fellow Minnesotans.
It's crazy that you can have a governor of a state that's openly advocating for and promoting people to go out online and impede federal investigations. That's crazy, right?
There you go. Fuck yeah.
You have to make an example out of this person.
Let's get it.
You do.
Let's get it.
They have to make an example out of this person.
Who this? Who
How is this possible? They didn't arrest him for this bullshit? It's because
Captain
Trump
Black
doesn't
Hurt.
give a fuck. That's the problem. Is that if the thing is, by the way, if Trump was actually a dictator, do you have people in Iran that are going around saying this stuff? No, of course not. Do you
Yeah,
know
that's
why?
a very
It's
crazy
because
name.
Iran has a dictator. That's the reason why.
He's dead.
Do you have people in Russia that are going out saying this stuff? The last guy in Russia that tried to do this is his helicopter crashed. Wow. What a surprise. That's weird. Yeah, and yeah, wow. And you're not alone, you're outnumbered. You're not alone, you're outnumbered. Welcome to democracy. I like that. That's clever. So it's just you're obviously not up against a dictator. You can say it in Russia, but only once. Yeah, there's a lot of places like that.
I bet.
Is there impeachment process?
That would be really funny.
Governors? Well, I don't know.
That name though.
And remind me, when was the last time this
I
happened?
should turn around and
No,
kill
I
him.
don't know.
Actually.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in countries that actually have an oppressive government. It only happens in countries like this where people like to LARP like they have an oppressive government. That's the difference. Iran's a bad example. The people are taking over now. Yeah, but not after somebody like this is talking. I'll tell you that.
Minnesotans are going to be relying on mutual aid in the days and weeks to come, and they need our support. Tonight, I want to share another way you can help.
How?
Witness. Help us
That's
establish a
actually
record
funny.
of exactly what's happening in our communities. You have an absolute right to peacefully film ICE agents as they conduct
Whoa,
these
who
activities.
stomped him?
So carry your phone with you at all times. And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the
Hey, babe.
atrocities against Minnesotans.
How is it that the people
Hold on a
that are
second, are you
against
here?
the idea of
Yeah,
making a database for getting rid of illegal aliens want to make a database for getting rid of ICE agents? It's almost as if there's no actual principle behind this, and they're just advocating from a power perspective. Just guys, yeah, this is what they're doing. Yeah, atrocities? Yes, the atrocities of arresting people. That's clearly what's going on. It's insane. What, a state government supporting state rights? I wonder what the last people to do that is. Yeah, where's the last guy that did states' rights? That didn't turn out too well for him, did it? Absolutely carry your phone, create a database of geolocated domestic terrorists. Yeah, definitely. And they could be curing cancer and still be mad. I hate this guy. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Peaceful protest isn't the same as blocking the road. And you see that, you know, Tim Walz intentionally, I think, never tries to draw a distinction between that and, like, blocking the road or stopping the ICE agents or doing anything else. Do you think he's trying to create this chaos so he can sneak in another term run? No. I think he's trying to create this chaos so he can try to sneak out of the country without getting arrested. That's what I think the difference is. I don't think he's actually going to do it. I'm joking around, right? But, like, no, he's not doing that. Like, they got to arrest this guy. So if ICE is bad and they're so wrong, why is the main event only in Minnesota? The reason why it's only in Minnesota is because, and the reason why there are all these bad ICE things that happen is that it's happening in the states where the state government is actively trying to sabotage and work against the federal government, and that causes more chaos. That's the reason why it's not happening in any of the states that's working with ICE.
Not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution. The third thing I want to say to you tonight is, we will not have to live like this forever.
I agree. I agree.
Accountability is coming at the voting booth and in court. We will.
I agree again. I totally agree with this. He is so right.
Reclaim our communities from Donald Trump.
Man.
We will reestablish a sense of safety for our neighbors, and we will bring an end to this moment of chaos, confusion, and trauma. We will find a way to move forward, and we'll do it together. And we'll not be alone.
Read the comment
Every
section
day,
after.
we are working with business leaders, faith leaders, legal experts, and elected officials from across this country. They've all seen what Donald Trump is trying to do to our state, and they know their states could be next.
Oh, wow. ICE is already, they're deporting people all over the country. What are you talking about? Like, they're doing this right now. What, you think that ICE, the only place that ICE is at is Minnesota? I mean, you're just going up there and lying. That's all you're doing. You're just going up there making up bullshit. It's not even true. None of this is even true at all. Tim Walz needs to resign. Something needs to happen. I'll tell you that. I think they need to arrest the guy, if you want me to be honest. That's what I think needs to happen. But, you know, we'll see. Have you seen ICE in Texas? No, I haven't.
And that brings me to the fourth thing I want to say tonight, Minnesota. How incredibly proud I am of the way that you've risen to meet this unbearable moment. But I'm incredibly proud I am of the way that you've risen to meet this unbearable moment. But I'm not at all surprised, because this is who we are. Minnesotans believe in the rule of law, and Minnesotans believe in the dignity of all people. We're a place where there's room for everybody, no matter who you are, or who you love, or where you came from. A place where we feed our kids, we take care of our neighbors, and we look out for those in the shadows of life.
That?
We're an island of decency in a country being driven towards cruelty. We will remain an island of decency, of justice, of community, of peace. And tonight I come before you simply to ask, don't let anyone take that away from us. Thank you, protect each other, and may God bless the people of Minnesota.
They've got to do the Insurrection Act. They do. I mean, this guy's openly calling for people to oppose the federal government. He's not calling for them to do anything other than that. He says, don't be violent. And then he just immediately starts basically saying, great job so far, while they've been violent. They've got to arrest this guy. What's going on here? This is insane. So you got a tier sister of Karens? Yeah, I know. So glad this person didn't become your VP. Minnesota's in the middle of the fucking continent. It's an island. Yeah, and also, like, what's this concept that, like, what are the other states not decent? What's going on here? It's such a ridiculous thing to say. Who does this? Clack, thanks for the 10 subs. I appreciate it. Notice how he doesn't say God bless America? Yeah, because these people they don't want to be Americans. That's why you have to, I said this before, you had to shut this down last week. Every day that this goes on, it gets worse. Every single day. It will get worse and worse and worse. Did you see a new Family at Home Care Act? No, I didn't see that at all. I'd have to look at it. And imagine his fringe radical was almost the VP. Yeah, this guy's openly calling for it. I had no idea we had George Orwell in high school that I'd see it play out in my lifetime. Yeah, me either. But I think that we're talking about different things. Where's the National Guard? I thought they were on standby.
We're going live now.
Of course, people choose to employ Second Amendment rights.
Like off 18 years.
That's right. And you have all these people
I know,
who are so, these are people who, like, the pinnacle of their education and understanding of the world is AP English class in 12th grade. And so everything that they look at is based off of something that they learned in high school. So that's why everything is being compared to the Nazis, or it's being compared to slavery or something else. It's because that is the entire context of their education. That's it. And not only that, but they never think for themselves. So yeah, say it with me. Fuck liberals. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, don't forget about theater kids. Absolutely.
Where is Laguna?
AP English. So I think that a lot of them were absolutely send in the National Guard. Wake up,
Southside
America.
Circle.
Oh
If
my
I
God.
jump down the
Man,
Charleston Harbor, would that be good?
Citizens in such way. Yeah, this is insane. What's going on here? And honestly, I'm glad to see more people are just immediately pushing back on this. And thank God. It's about fucking time. I am making a direct appeal to the president. Let's turn the temperature down.
Oh, my ship's being repaired.
I think it's too late for that.
I do another one.
I think it's totally way too late for that. Because again, people have already been killed. There's already been millions of dollars of damage that's been done. You turned it up. And if you want to turn the temperature down, then go on camera and say that ICE have the right to arrest people, that you can't impede their investigations, and direct the state police to help ICE do the investigations, and then they'll leave. He called for war. Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, if you want him to... So you want the president to turn the temperature down so you can keep the temperature up. So you never listen to people like this whenever they're trying to do this, because they're only doing this so they can take advantage of it. That's it. The temperature down. They need more ice. Yeah. No, it's a good point. Yeah, ice would bring the temperature down. And stop this campaign of retribution. This is not who we are. You're right. And that's why they should put the Insurrection Act in, because it's not what America is. America is supposed to have elections, and elections have consequences. I know this is scary. We must speak out urgently, loudly, but also peacefully. We cannot fan the flames of chaos. That's what he wants. Literally, all you have to do is enforce immigration holds at jails. ICE picks them up there. You lit the fire, poured gasoline on it, and now you want to turn down the temperature. Too late, retard. You can't go from accusing ICE to dragging pregnant mothers, targeting people based on their skin color, terrorizing American citizens, and then another self-defense shooting happens, and then say, let's turn the temperature down. You should just freaking resign. I don't think resigning is enough. I don't. I think it has to be a lot more than that. So, yeah. What's this? That escalated fast? Yeah, 100%. Is that his fucking mind?
Pat him. This is where you pat him.
To turn temperature down, then immediately blame him for what's going on. He knows that's not going to work with Trump. Yeah, well, the reason why is that they're trying to create the illusion of, trying to look for a solution to this and being, like a degree of, like, what's the word? Like cooperative. But, like, they actually don't want to cooperate at all. Do you think Timmy is wanting the chaos for his own political power, and he wants to do as much damage to Trump's administration and ICE? I think so, and that's why you have to hold people like that accountable. You do. You have to. You spent the entire 2026 year so far. Your state is at war with the federal government. You're quite literally fanning the flames of chaos. So everybody is calling this guy a retard. Everybody fucking hates this guy. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Resign, you're causing this. Tim Walz last week.
Never been at war with our federal government. Well, I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government. I think in this case that the National Guard is their main mission. They have a dual mission. There's
retarded Baldy lying again. Can you believe that? Oh my God. Yeah, what a retard. Can you believe that? The NPR guy just got his account banned? Well, yeah, he's a racist. He should get banned for that. So the comments on his YouTube video are heavily moderated. I would assume they probably are. Yeah, it's probably true. Especially with how many people are talking about it. You see they found documents in cars and shared them on Livestream? Yeah, we're going to go through everything today. Do you think it's possible he's being blackmailed for years? He completely lost his mind at some point a few years back, and it's a complete 180-degree turn. It feels like something's missing in the picture. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, let's turn the temperature down, followed by Trump wants violence and chaos. You're such a phony. Without this chaos, your terrible record as the governor would be in the spotlight. Man. This is all on you.
Take out that phone and hit record.
Here's a good one.
Phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans, not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution. Take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans.
Man, that's insane, right? Can you believe this?
Our mission is simple. Survive. Find a girl.
It seems like this disrespectful IRL streamer was arrested in the Philippines. And I'm saying it seems like because it sure looks like it, but we don't have any official report yet. And yes, before we're starting the video, I'm traveling, as you can see, and I got a haircut because I had a whole lot of time to kill today, because you'll actually see that in my next video, or a video that's coming very soon. Anyway, the story that we're talking about in today's video, if this is real, this is crazy. How do some people never learn? But the dude we're talking about today is somewhat known as Gino, who is essentially known from being Johnny Somali's sidekick. He had his whole claim to fame over in Japan with Johnny Somali, who was like his accomplice, you could technically say. They did actually get arrested together in Japan, but he did end up snitching on Johnny over in Japan and was then released from jail early, or way before Johnny. And then he ended up leaving Johnny in Japan. And at this point in time, he did go back to the States for a bit, but I guess he couldn't just stop the urge from going back to Asia and harassing people on the street for content. So he ended up going back to Thailand, where this clip went viral.
I don't care what it is. I don't know. Go to salon. Hey. Yo, I didn't mean to. I paid money.
I'm still trying to understand how you ever get to this point as a man. Like, number one, doing this to begin with, but also live streaming yourself act this way. It's truly just a fascinating use of free will. Now, you would think that Johnny would actually hate Gino after, you know, snitching on him in Japan. But both these guys, they don't have any morals, so it doesn't matter. So they did end up reuniting in South Korea, because I guess Gino didn't learn from the first time of hanging out with Johnny and streaming with him that it was a bad idea. Or just in general, that doing their kind of content while harassing people is a bad idea. But hey, clearly these guys are not learning anything. So again, they reunited in South Korea, and that's when they both started finding out, because he had the honor of getting knocked out together with Johnny, which is where that infamous Mario coin knockout clip is from. But after a handful of those moments, it seems like Gino had some sense knocked into him, and he realized, maybe I shouldn't stay in South Korea because I don't want to repeat the Japan situation. So he got out of there, and right after Gino got out of there, Johnny was about to leave, and he couldn't. So in this like brain dead version of two morons who cannot act right, Gino got the last chopper out of, I guess, South Korea instead of Vietnam in this case. But just because Gino had a little bit of self-awareness does not mean that he was actually smart enough to stop streaming in this matter. Because after being in the US for just a little bit again, I guess he just yearned to go back to Asia and harass strangers for content again. And for some reason, he decided to go to the Philippines after everything that's happened with Vitaly. And not only did he go to the Philippines, he decided to go to the Philippines and commit a serious crime again after we know everything that happened with Vitaly. So like, basically everyone in the online community has seen how hard the Philippines backhanded Vitaly for acting out in the Philippines. So why Gino would ever go commit a serious crime, which is actually worse than anything that Vitaly did. Because as long as Vitaly isn't charged for stealing that motorcycle, which officially he hasn't been yet, the charge that Gino is allegedly facing is infinitely worse than anything Vitaly is facing. And we know that Vitaly has now been locked up in jail for almost a year now. And you have some crazy rumors coming from jail as well. You have all sorts of rumors circulating just in the last couple of weeks that he was seriously injured in jail. Now, we have no idea if it's actually true or not because it's hard to verify anything coming out of the Philippines because it's not as public as the US. In the US, you can pretty much look up most court cases. In the Philippines, you can't. But, okay, so as of right now, all of the information we have is from Johnny Smalley's Discord, a Twitter user by the name of Johnny So Smalley, and some Filipino news reports. So what started all of this is we have Gino announcing that he got jumped in the Philippines. So here we see the pictures here. They jumped me here. He looks rough in that picture. And then suddenly we got him posting a picture of him in handcuffs saying free Gino. Awesome. Then of course everyone in the Discord's like, haha, no hopping on the plane this time, because so many of the people in this Discord, they just want to see the downfall of Johnny and Gino and any of the other streamers. Like the whole appeal of watching these people is watching the downfall of these streamers, which is why they send these crazy donations to try to get them either arrested or for some fight to break out. But anyway, pay attention to this outfit because it becomes important later on. So we have a white collared shirt and blue jeans and a brown belt.
Yo, bro, I have no money, Chad. I have no money, bro. God, I want to somebody.
I don't know when that video was from, but okay, interesting. There's rumors that's from one of his last streams, and now suddenly there's allegations that he assaulted someone. Oh boy. So now we have more reports saying that he was involved in a stabbing in the Philippines. So here we have a cutoff image. You have the white collared shirt, you have the blue jeans there, you have the handcuffs in the front. Yeah, I mean, dude, same hair, same little goatee going on. I mean, this looks like Gino. This definitely looks like Gino. I transcribed the clip and it says this. This is about a foreigner, an American national who recently complained/filed a report about what happened to him with his girlfriend at a tipsy bar along Salinas Drive, Barangay Lahug, Cebu City. The victim you're referring to is this 27-year-old alias Chloe, who also lives in Barangay Lutupan, Toledo City. That's the one. The victim is a virtual assistant. So here we have another incident summary. A foreign national identified as an American citizen is currently being held at Mabolo Police Detention Facility. He was arrested after allegedly assaulting his girlfriend at a bar in Salinas Drive. Okay, so that at least matches the previous one that we read. Detailed transcription. Victim identity. The victim is a 20-year-old virtual assistant referred to the alias as Chloe, who resides in Barangay Luputan, Toledo City. Suspect identity. The suspect is a 26-year-old American national identified as Jeremy, who lives in the residential building of Barangay Teriu in Cebu City. Context of the incident. The couple met through a dating site. This was their first time meeting in person. They had been drinking together at a bar earlier that evening, and the conflict started here. The altercation began at approximately 3 in the morning. The suspect allegedly became upset and physically assaulted the victim after she attempted to leave the bar by getting on a different motorcycle. I'm assuming that would be with another man. The reporters speculate the language barrier or a misunderstanding regarding their transportation arrangements may have contributed to the conflict. The current status is the suspect is facing charges related to violation of the Republic Act 9262, the Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act. The suspect has declined to give a statement to the media at this time. Okay, so it seems like depending on the victim's injuries, he could be facing up to 12 years in prison. Awesome, dude. What are you doing? For slight or physical injury, the penalty could be 1 month and 1 day, up to 6 months. But then on top of that, he also has to wait until he can have his trial, which, as Vitaly is finding out, can take quite a while. Apparently up to 2 years. Dude. So as of right now, I mean, what we can really see is him claiming he's arrested, and then now we have an official news report with a picture of a dude. It's not showing the top part of his face, but it seems like same clothes and everything. Same hair, same goatee. It looks like it's him. So I would say there's a very high probability that this in fact happened and that it was Gino that did it. And if this did really happen, Gino will be MIA for a while. Because odds are, when he's finished sitting in the jail that he's currently in, they could transfer him to the detention center that Vitaly is currently in, which we know is no 5-star resort. I still cannot believe that someone would be so stupid to not only commit a crime in the Philippines, but to also commit a violent crime in the Philippines. This is not hard, guys. I was just in the Philippines just a few weeks ago, and it was very easy to just enjoy the country and interact with the lovely people there and not commit felonies. It's surprisingly easy to not be an absolute scumbag. So overall, massive skill issue. But as of right now, this is all we know. When more details come out, I'll probably be covering it. But if you want to see the video I made a few weeks ago of going to the Philippines, you can watch it right here. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, yeah, we have a pretty interesting travel video coming out soon as well, because a certain person I was covering today just didn't show up to court, so I don't know what's going on there.
It's been a little while since my last video covering Pokemon card related crime, and that's not because things have started to slow down. It's not looking any better. In fact, I'd argue it continues to get worse. And I just thought, you know what, let's take a peek, see what's going on here, and I'll show you two of the most recent break-ins where thieves made off with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards, including one of them, an armed robbery where one of these fucking degenerate fungus worms actually brought a gun into the Pokemon establishment and then started breaking the cases while pointing the gun at employees and people that were just in the area.
You see it right here, caught on camera, a person smashing through an Everett gaming store, stealing thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards and other collectibles.
So this one was a classic smash and grab where this gentle sir busted through a window and then went to the Pokemon card display case and tried to kick it with his leg to break the glass, but he's so fucking weak and pathetic he couldn't do that. So then Goober here, Secret Agent Shitstain, had to retreat through the window to grab an axe to actually get into the display case because his noodle arms and his papier-mâché legs weren't cutting it.
You could see where a thief smashed through to get inside this Everett gaming store, and this isn't the only store in Western Washington that's picking up thousands of dollars worth of damages while thieves take off with cards worth thousands more.
Card shops have to be getting robbed more often than gas stations and jewelry stores combined at this point. These fucking freaks continue to just burglarize local card shops, which, mind you, the majority of the time are just family-owned and operated businesses, in order to steal their products to scalp it online for like $5 worth of profit. It's so fucking absurd.
A surveillance video from Mugu Games last Thursday shows someone breaking in the store and trying to make off with valuable Pokemon cards, which we see this person was willing to go great lengths for.
Went back outside, grabbed an axe is what it looked like, came in, smashed the window, grabbed some stuff.
Owner Michael Doran says in total, over $40,000 worth of Pokemon cards were stolen.
Just piece of shit, man. It actually infuriates me seeing just how common this has become with these card shops being burglarized. If I was a local card shop owner at this point, I'd be booby-trapping this bitch like it's Home Alone. I'd be having all kinds of traps that I'd activate at night when closed. You know, like a boxing glove pops out of every window if it gets, like, broken into. Fart spray deploys if the glass is broken. Like, all kinds of shit. Like, a giant log comes through and just blasts them or something. And then probably what I would also do, and what I imagine a lot of card shops are going to start doing, is I would never put any real product in the displays. I would only put proxies in there to represent the actual merchandise. I would keep the real cards separate. Because at this point, you cannot have real product on display in these shops. These locations are constantly being broken into.
Dorn says this isn't new.
We've been broken into 4 times. We've been armed robbed once. We've had multiple snatch and grabs of thousands of dollars worth of product.
And his store isn't the only one in Washington this week cleaning up thousands of dollars worth of damage.
I was watching it in real time. It's a little frustrating and a little scary. Have some dude, you know, grabbing all the stuff off the shelves.
Again, like I said, it's extremely common. Owning a card shop is like strapping raw meat to your body and then jumping into shark-infested water. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when your shop gets burglarized. It's fucking tragic. And mostly it's Pokemon right now, but I don't know how many of you keep up. Scalpers are starting to transition to One Piece because Pokemon has been so infested with scalpers that even scalpers are getting discouraged from scalping it. They have now transitioned to another popular card game called the One Piece trading card game, which is a trading card game that's kind of near and dear to my heart considering I've competed in One Piece tournaments. I think it is a fucking wonderful card game. And one of the things I used to talk about with this card game is that it was like price accessible for a lot of people. Some of the top decks were actually like really cheap, especially when compared to other TCGs. That is now no longer the case because scalpers have fucking latched onto it like a hemorrhoid, and now prices are shooting way up because of it, and now a lot of real players are having a hard time getting their hands on product. It's a disaster. The entire TCG space has just become a cesspool because of these kind of fucking worms, these parasites.
But Dorn says what really has him frustrated is the lack of accountability when it comes to those who've been caught stealing from him and other businesses, which he feels is why others keep leaving.
I mean, there's a reason why businesses are moving out of Snohomish County, Washington. Just, it's, you know, I'm here every day, and
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So I regret to inform you, it has happened again. For a second time, live on Twitch in only the past few months, Hassan Piker has once again zapped his dog Kaya. The brazenness of what this guy is doing is perhaps the most shocking, no pun intended, part of this whole thing, okay? He has been caught with his hand in the cookie jar once, zapping his dog, and had probably the biggest controversy of his career, which is kind of surprising that Collargate became such a big deal out of all the things he's done. But anyways, after all of that, he learned nothing, and he goes right back in the most brazen and narcissistic way imaginable and just zaps her again, right in front of everyone. Here's actually the clip. So it's actually on Reddit for the moment, and we'll talk about why that's surprising, because it seems like Reddit mods are running defense for Hassan and trying to wipe away clips that make him look bad. But for now, the clip showing it is live, and it was captured by the content creator Hutch, who wasn't even trying to find something bad about Hassan. He just happened to open up a Hassan stream right when he zapped Kaya once again.
God, I can't believe the protesters that are protesting against settler fairs that are taking place in a synagogue are actually the bad ones in this.
Guys, are you shitting me? What did I just tell you about the hubris? I wasn't even kidding. I didn't. I confess, I didn't suspect I would see it in this video. Maybe he's got the vibrate collar on now? I don't know. I don't know. That is not even a little bit subtle. It's funny though. It's funny because it's on the different side now. This is just purely headcanon, but you can kind of imagine, like, okay, if I just switch sides.
So what's the story this time? Was he reaching for his Zins? Was he trying to open the gates? Was it another example of Israeli propaganda? Is this video AI generated? What is his story this time? Again, it's the brazenness. The fact that he got caught once and faced major, and continues to face major backlash as a result of shocking his dog, and just does it again. Not even trying. I guess his excuse this time is that in the first clip, he reached to his left, and now he's reaching to his right. So clearly, he's not shocking his dog, because he switched sides where the controller is. But anyways, the comments on this are pretty funny. Stupid dog, you made me look bad on stream. And more Kaya memes. Dogtober 7th never ended, guys. It never ended. No, guys, you gotta understand. It was a Zen container, or a gate controller, or a Mossad. Reaches for something, clearly not a wireless mouse. Dog instantly stops and goes back to the square. How is he doing it again? Now, I mentioned that Hutch found this, and he would comment on a related post sharing the clip we just watched, saying, chat links me a video of Hassan talking about Hamas. I say half jokingly that people need to keep tabs on Kaya to make sure he's not still using the shock collar. I comment that he's arrogant to start doing it again. This happens in the same effing clip I'm reacting to. Amazing. And like I said, it seems like a lot of people are running defense. In fact, on that post he was reacting to, there was proposed notes where some clearly Hassan fan is saying, as the post states, the Reddit post is deleted, which is simply not true. Here's a link to 2 posts, and hilariously enough, one of the links they provided has been removed by Reddit moderators on the Livestream fail subreddit. Yes, they are literally running defense for Hassan. You don't get paid in the first place, but you certainly don't get paid enough to run defense for Hassan Piker. But of course, people in his chat would start to bring this up. We're now on Collargate 2.0, and his response is exactly what you would expect.
And I'm not
this comment, please. The usual suspects are trying to do a repeat of last October with even less convincing footage from earlier today. Please nip it in the bud, but this time debunk it quickly. Don't want a repeat of that shit again. If you do it the next day, they will just lie again. What are you talking about? What is the... I don't even know what the fuck you're
like the most well-informed critic in the world, and I make mistakes for sure, but I'm not out here with no provocation whatsoever calling artists dirty and smelly, because that's just
Hutch is doing Dogtober 7 2.0. Okay, dude. Yeah.
Uncalled for and so unnecessary.
I'm brutalizing. I'm killing Kai. That's why she's not here, because she's dead. Not because she's on a walk, but because she's been killed.
It's actually kind of insane. He's not even denying this happened. That's amazing. He's not even trying to deny it. He's just kind of like mocking the entire situation and the fact that anybody would call out his very obvious shocking of his dog. Like, he's not even subtle anymore. He's not even trying to mask it or hide it or anything like that. And of course, people aren't buying it. That poor dog is still being shocked in order to keep her on that mat behind him as a prop. Yeah, that's all Kaya is to Hassan. It's like a stream mascot. It's a prop for the viewers. Stuck there for hours on end every single day. It's crazy. If only you knew how bad things really are. The first shock wasn't a lie. Your own D-writing boyfriend Ludwig said it was a shock collar. Why lie 10 times? That's not a denial. Notice how he didn't say he didn't do it. They got PTSD in there. Now, please show them the collar quick. I prefer Fantano wear a hat more often. Okay, very important comment right there. But a lot of other people are not buying this. And Hassan is getting nervous. And he's trying to spin the narrative that he is a great dog owner. And what's his proof? Because he lives in a nice house?
Where, like, they have to act as though they're saving my dog from me. One of the best dog owners in the United States of America, okay? It's all like, oh, glad your dog is not by you. The only thing that's better than this one, the only thing that's better than this kind of comment is like, when people go, why don't you shock your dog again? Why don't you shock your dog again? It's like, oh, okay, got it. So you that's what you want. It's weird. Kaya lives in the top 1% of humans. Kaya Piker lives a better existence than every single person that comes in here fantasizing about how abusive I am to her. Yeah, her ass don't pay rent. Living in a fucking $1 million home, treats every day, playtime in the morning, long ass walk in the night, sleeping most of the day, cuddling in the times where she's not sleeping. Sounds like a Somali daycare worker. I mean, there's a similarity here, for sure. There's a similarity with it's the same kind of stupids that believe the Somali daycare fraud story are the same kind of stupids who still consistently claim that I'm abusing my dog.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the correlation here and how this helps this case at all. He's basically saying, oh, Kaya lives in a really nice house. Therefore, how could I ever abuse my own dog? It's like a parent being accused of abusing their child and their defense is, well, we live in a nice house. What does that even mean? Like, Also, like, treating your dog well and, like, having a nice environment for it, that's what you're supposed to do, man. Like, how is this a defense to what he's being accused of with live evidence provided from the stream? Like, this is not Israeli propaganda. This is not AI. It's not made up. Nobody made you do this except for yourself. You did it live on Twitch for a second time. Now, another person has some thoughts on the situation, and it's Asmongold. The obsession with Asmongold is actually, it's reached a fever pitch at this point. I think it's gotten a lot worse, especially with Asmongold's coverage of Iran and the praise he's getting for spreading the message about what's happening in that country. And Hassan is being criticized for doing the opposite, for not doing anything to help people out and spread any sort of information, which you would expect from someone like Hassan, given his political commentary. But Asmongold would examine Collargate 2.0, and this was his thoughts.
Turn it down. It's truly shocking.
Complain about people.
Okay, where was it at? How long is the dog there?
Designate or ethnic boundary. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. Don't ever do that to me. It's the dumbest fucking argument of all time.
Oh, Jesus.
Isolated.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, it's just not happening.
No.
Like, that's not a thing.
No, not again.
And that's not the point of sanctions anyway.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Look at it.
Oh yeah, we'll do.
Look at it.
On Iran. We'll do sanctions.
Oh man.
Peaceful way to operate. Just, God, I fucking.
You're drowning in your
Jeez.
own fake narrative.
Oh God,
If you
it's
think
still
that,
there.
The people of Iran support the MEK terror organization or the monarchists that
No way.
fund and support.
This is 2 hours
I think,
later.
You really know.
He must be standing.
All right, let's go to 4 hours.
No. Where you at, Israel boy? Where you at?
I don't know what to say.
I'm an inbred.
All right, there's no way.
White supremacist who hates white women from Iowa.
There's no way that it's been 5 hours that the dog is there, right?
Being primed by Mossad and the. Asman already preemptively said he might do less politics because people lie too much. When that happens, he'll do the lines a few days after. This is the average Roach fan. Jesus Christ.
She didn't escape. She's over there. She's sitting right down there.
So yeah, that's a good point right there, okay? During a 5-hour period, it appears that Kaya got up maybe once. 5 hours sitting in the same spot. That's crazy. That is not what a good dog owner does. That is not normal. No dog just sits in the same spot for nearly 5 hours. That doesn't happen unless they're being forced by their owner to stay there, okay? This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And here's kind of the angle you have to look at this through. If anyone else did this, let's say Ethan Klein or Asmongold, if they shocked their dog, not twice, even just once, live on Twitch, Hassan's community, I would say Ethan, for example, would be lucky if they only sent human skulls this time, okay? They would be going absolutely insane. They'd be going insane. They would be 100% convinced the dog was shocked, okay? And they'd be trying to get him removed, him or Asmongold, whoever they don't like who would do something similar. They would try to remove them from every platform they're on, and they'd be calling the authorities trying to get the dog removed. But when Hassan does it, they don't care. They don't care about any of this. They don't care that the dog sits there for 5 hours on end, okay? They do not care. And you know what? I'd rather they just be honest. Like, if you're going to allow someone to shock a dog and not care just because they get a pass because they're your favorite streamer, just be honest about it. Just be honest. Don't pretend like you actually care about animals or you don't believe there was a shock collar. Don't insult people's intelligence by acting like that. We know, everyone knows, he's shocking his dog, okay? It's just a matter of if you care or not, and you give him a pass just because you like him as a streamer. Now, there's been some more interesting stuff going on here, where another clip of Hassan was going viral on Reddit, but it's been removed by the same mods who are removing the clips of him shocking his dog for a second time. He is talking about Iran and saying basically it's poetic, and he's referring to people dying, protesters being killed. This is Asmongold reacting to the clip that's now been removed by Reddit mods.
So this is the full context of the clip that got deleted off of LSF. Let's see if I can find it here.
You like Khomeini tweet when he responsible for killing so many people? Listen.
I don't think this is out of context. How is this out of context?
Sometimes you can find poetry in the strangest places. Yeah, Persian. I am Persian. I am Persian. I am not Iranian. Reza Pahlavi, he will return one day. We will bring back Savak. We will bring back Savak. We will put the Islamists. We will take all of their toenails. We will take all of their nails. We will pull them out one day.
This is so deranged. Oh my God. What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing? How do you talk like this? What do you think like this? What are you doing? Jesus.
One place on the planet where he could potentially win is West LA or Beverly Hills. Not even Miami, unless he tricks.
Jesus Christ. I don't even, what do you even say to something like this, right? That's out of context and the full context is worse? Yeah, I don't know why it got deleted for being out of context. I feel like the context for this is a lot worse. What's even going on with this? Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, so this is the one that got deleted. This clip is from a video and is not a stream. Rule 3.1 states that all clips must originate from a live stream and not a pre-recorded uploaded video.
Am I getting woke or something, ladies and gentlemen? How is that not racist? How is this allowed? How does he talk about people like that with the accent and mocking that? Like, it's crazy. You think it's also poetic? It's poetic that protesters are being murdered by their own by the regime? You think that's poetic? This guy is diabolical, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that these mods are trying to remove clips like this for being out of context, buddy, the context makes it even worse. It was bad when it was clipped. It's even worse with the extended context. It's absolutely insane that anyone wants to run defense for this guy. And of course, Ethan Klein would weigh in as well, showing the moment it happened with Kaya. So we have all these clips, everything happening with Iran as well as Kaya, and it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
So some people are saying this is the most intense indie horror game they've ever played. We're about to find out. What's up, guys and gals? Welcome to the Outer Middle Show. Mad Flat is the name, and Witch's Doll is the game. In today's episode, there's not a lot in the description, but I'll read it to you anyway. Witch's Doll is a first-person psychological horror game with realistic graphics. Beware, something is lurking in the dark. Get ready for intense jump scares. We might be in trouble, so make sure your seatbelts are fastened, your popcorn is ready, your flip-flops are in the trash can, and you're drinking some nice spring water for your health. Because we all know I never get jump scared. Whoa. Immediately, dog. Immediately. Sounds like we're entering hell. Wow. It threw a warning, but it didn't let me read it. That's even worse. Okay. Witch's Doll. I hope you got your big boy pants on. Because you're a big boy. Let's hit new game. Let's just jump right in. Yeah, this is hyper realistic. room for rent. Very affordable room for rent. I bet it is. Oh. Hey, there's duplicates up there. This is the place. I must get inside before the storm. No dialogue, which kind of sucks. I need to pick up my belongings box from the back of my car first. Okay. Wow, man. God. Okay. Looks like we got a power supply. This is not America, obviously, based on the outlets. This sucks already. I don't even want to walk. I just want to stand here and look around. God, this is like glass, man. Whoa. Dude, I'm already getting itchy. That's not a good sign. Need to keep my back scratcher right next to me. Road closed, man. This place. This reminds me of the Kowloon game. And we all know what happened with that. That gave me probably one of the worst jump scares I've ever had. Welcome to Kowloon. If you haven't seen that video, golly, go back and watch it. Do we go up or down? I'm going up. We can't run yet. Which apartment's mine? We lost our job as a YouTuber. Why did I park there? I guess there's nowhere else to park. And we had to downgrade a bit. So I've got a power supply left. Floor 1. Dude, what floor are we on? I don't know what's going on. I hear a dog barking. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna get shot right in my face. I ding dong ditched him. Floor 3. Man, which apartment's mine? It probably said it and I just don't remember. Okay, we're just gonna knock and move on. We're gonna piss off all the neighbors before we even move in. Let's just keep moving. I'm just gonna keep trying doors that are open. What am I hearing? Sounds like somebody's sweeping. It's very dark. Oh, come on, man. Well, at least we got a potential date. Ma'am? Old lady, my dear, your room is on the right. Thank you. I guess we can work with that. Are you married? You know what? I'm gonna guess you're not. Oh my God. I should place the box on the dressing table. Sure. Sure thing. Just put it there. Home sweet home. Let's check the place out. Wow, it's actually very spacious. What is this mess? It's like someone left in a hurry. I should clean the place up a little. Yes, you should. So, I'm assuming that this place was abandoned maybe, and we're moving in and they didn't take any of their stuff. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to take a shower after this. Okay, we just threw that on the floor. Sure thing. Ooh, cigarette butts. Let's smoke some of those. Who was this guy? The American Psycho lived here or something. Do we have any light switches? Oh, I dig the music. Okay. All right, so this is the studio room. This is where we shoot our YouTube videos. We'll put a blue screen right here. We'll put the computer setup right here. Nice. Looking good. Oh, yeah. Yes, we do need 2 more monitors at the very least. Maybe a new computer. No, I like that. I'm going to leave that going. I like that music. You know what? I've had problems with music in the past, so let's turn that off. Like that last big game that I played. That was terrible. There was like 10 copyrighted songs in it. Alright, place is looking nice. What the hell's that sound? See how much I weigh. Huh. 0 pounds. The diet's working. Okay, let's look around for more trash. Let's check the whole place out. So, I mean, it's got everything we need. Studio room, bedroom in one. Living room where we watch, you know, some fights and stuff. Where's the kitchen? There's the front door. And that stupid dog. Really? I don't know what that does. It does something. Anyway, got a dark hallway. Aha, here's the kitchen. Nice. Not bad. Yes, cigarettes. All right. Someone left a whole pack. Put those in my pocket. Wait a minute, man. I know this room. I know this kitchen. I think this is a remodel. I remember the heater and then this back room right here. Yeah. This is somewhat of a reskin from another game I played. I just can't remember what the hell it is. It was also another game that gave me some very intense jump scares. Maybe it's made by the same people. I don't know. I didn't look into that. God, there are cigarettes everywhere. We're not going to need to go to the store for a while. Okay, place is looking all right. What the hell is this place? The garage. We put all our tools, our storage, and our laundry is right here. The lighting in here sucks. Really bad. Do I have a flashlight? I had one in my box. All right, I don't see any more trash. Ooh, bread. Dirty dishes. We're not going to have to go to the store and get anything, dude. The apartment looks clean enough. Now I should throw the garbage away. They smell terrible. You mean it smells terrible? Where the hell is the trash? We're going to have to go looking for some trash bags. I like it. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Fuse box. Telephone. Aha, there it is. There's the trash. Okay, let's take the trash out, I guess. Okay, well, she went back in. We'll ask her out on a date later. You know what? This isn't so bad. Cheap rent. Very roomy. I wish we were on a lower floor, but beggars can be choosy, but choosing is not for begging or beggars. That's what my papa used to say all the time. I'm just taking my time, man. I'm in no rush, dude. No rush at all. Trying to keep myself busy by talking to you guys. It's very hard. The quietness is killing me. But then again, I like quiet. The rain is making me really tired. God, Lee, I'm itching so bad. Definitely taking a shower after this. All right. Oh, God, the storm has gotten worse. I should throw the garbage out and get back fast. Yeah, where's the garbage cans at? That's a car. Man, the rain is loud. Aha. Found it. What the hell is that?
This is what gaslighting looks like. Not this, NVIDIA. You know, I'm gonna preface this by saying I feel bad for certain people at NVIDIA. There's people we know for years that work there. That
I once again appreciate that.
About what they do
Welcome.
with their jobs, passion for
I
gaming.
did take a screenshot.
Passion
I
for
slipped
building
off my-
amazing
my-
hardware.
my
And then there's the
legs,
leadership.
but I'm gonna grab a snack.
And there's a huge disconnect.
I'll be right back.
Between that
Give me 1 moment. I'm
group of
put on
people at
Jay's
NVIDIA
2 cents real quick.
versus the people we talk to on a regular basis and the people we interact with at NVIDIA. There is the biggest disconnect like I have never seen in a brand. Obviously, I'm about to talk about the 5070
I hope
Ti
you're doing
being
good.
discontinued
Hope you're doing good.
and the 5060
Thank
Ti
you for letting me know about the mic
probably
as
very
well.
shortly thereafter, if not already discontinued by the time you watch this video.
1 minute.
The reason why I say that this is like the ultimate gaslighting is the shortages at which NVIDIA is using as the drive for discontinuing these two products is because of their AI business. This is no surprise to anyone. Anyone that has even a fraction of a functioning brain knows this. But what we're seeing here is rather than targeting a 32 gigabyte product to say we cannot meet demand. Let's just face. Okay, let's go ahead and back up for a second here. I'm sorry. This is a very non-scripted. None of my videos are scripted, but this is a very non-scripted video that's coming from a very just fed up position of this entire fiasco. So it's going to be kind of all over the place, but I digress. The 5070 Ti is a 16 gigabyte part. The 5060 Ti has a 16 gigabyte part. There is an 8 gigabyte variant of that as well. The 5070 is a 12 gigabyte part, and the 5060 is an 8 gigabyte part. The demand that they cannot meet is not for these products. It is for the AI products that NVIDIA is currently creating. I forget the name of their AI GPUs they develop. I'm talking about the big ass fucking ones that are like the size of my table, that are a GPU, because they are gobbling up the RAM. I think the term is hoovering up. I imagine a vacuum cleaner sucking up all the RAM chips off the ground. That's really what's happening here. And to meet the demand of their professional customer, that being the millions upon millions of data center machines that are being built, is what they can't meet the demand of. So they have to look at where can we now allocate or reallocate components and or materials. They looked at their stack and said, we've got the 5090 at 32 gigabytes. We've got the 5080 at 16 gigabytes. We've got the 5070 Ti at 16 gigs, 5070 at 12, 5060 Ti at 16 and 8, and then we've got the 5060 at 8. Rather than say, maybe we should slow down production on a Halo product that is, well, admittedly, now the poor man's entry into LLMs, to be honest. And I say poor man's because it cost anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 and going up on average. And I say between because the MSRP of the 5090 is $2,000, which you know sells for way more than that. And then all the AIBs start at about $2,500 and go up from there. These are what entry-level LLM users and AI developers are basically using. Then you've got the RTX Pro 6000 at like $9,000 plus. And it only goes up from there to the hundreds of thousands of dollars for the GPU product. So rather than say we could save RAM by producing less 5090s, or, you know, producing less 5090s and allocating some of that memory towards this product stack to keep this going, which is admittedly, like, this is like the upper cap for many people on what they can spend on a graphics card. It's like, it was about $750 at the time. It's gone up significantly even since the news broke because of panic buying. They've decided to discontinue the product because that 16 gigabytes of RAM can go towards the professional product or continuing to build more 5090s. The 5060 Ti 16 gig obviously falls in that same boat. The 8 gigabyte category will stick around because it's 8 gigabytes, and the 5070, they still have to have a 70 tier. They can't get rid of that tier entirely. This is one of the reasons why you're not seeing the super cards, which were rumored and rumored and rumored, which absolutely positively were in development. We know this for a fact because there has been Ti super variants now for several generations. Obviously, if they're gonna have to discontinue the 5070 Ti, it would look very strange for them now to come up with the 5070 Ti Super. But I don't know, maybe in another crazy world, they'll get rid of the 5070 Ti and then just bring out the 5070 Super or 5070 Ti Super and then call it a day. Like, they never needed to keep them all around. I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're just reallocating those chips to another product. I call it the ultimate gaslighting because it's kind of being, NVIDIA has not confirmed this. Obviously, we are working off of reports of rumors, and then Hardwired Unboxed's recent video where one of their AIB partners actually told them directly this is what they've been told by NVIDIA. So this is definitely the game of
How's it
telephone,
going, everybody? Let
but
me just check on everything.
I find Hardware Unboxed to be credible. So I'm
Good.
taking
My
that
popcorn's
information
being
as gospel at this
cooked
point. I
right
haven't
now.
reached out to any of our direct AIPs, but it doesn't matter because the reports
Here's,
are already
how
out
you
there.
all
They've
doing
already
out there?
confirmed on their end, as far as I'm
Let me
concerned.
buzz this. Ask you how you all doing. It's good to have you guys here. Thank you for being here. If you enjoy World of Sea Battles, let me know. Because honestly, I enjoy this game a lot. I just like floating around, fucking around, and hanging out with my guild. We actually are recruiting for our sister guild or brother guild or whatever you want to call it. We have a branch off guild that is currently looking for active players. We are all active in one Discord. So yeah, if you're interested, please reach out. Definitely, if you're watching the video as well, in the comments or something, just reach out. Reach out to me. Let me know if you play this game. Alright. Yeah. So let me go check on the popcorn, and I'll be right back. All right. Be right back, guys. All right, here we go. Back to it. Let me unpause it.
We'll operate on that information as if it is exactly what's happening. The gaslighting comes from the fact of it making you feel like, oh my gosh, consumers are buying up the 5070 Ti at such incredible rates, we can't keep up with demand. So because we can't keep up with demand, let's just go ahead and cancel it. Why on earth would you cancel a product if it's that popular? Wouldn't you want to scale demand? Wouldn't you want to scale up production to try and meet more of that demand? No, it's because NVIDIA cannot make the same kind of dividends off of a $750 product, asterisk, because it's definitely more than that. It's because they want to just continue to build out their AI inventory and their AI customers. So it's gaslighting because you are kind of being sort of blamed for it, But the reality is, you are not the problem. The product finally made its way down to MSRP, only to immediately hit a springboard and jump back up into scalper territories because it's opportunistic for people to now run out and buy these because that's about the only product people can afford. And so now it's opportunity, and that's what scalpers basically thrive on. This is kind of unprecedented as far as I'm concerned, because in 13 years, I've never seen anything like this. The other funny thing is there's still no evidence of AI actually being profitable for anybody. So, well, let me rewind. It's profitable for NVIDIA into the trillions of dollars because NVIDIA is basically the 2026 version of a late night infomercial trying to sell you the concept of you can get rich by buying real estate if you buy their book. And the book is how that person's making millions of dollars, not on the real estate. You get rich by selling the idea and selling the tools that somebody else finds out later didn't actually work. So NVIDIA is gaslighting the consumer by removing about the only consumer-ish friendly product in their entire stack so they can continue to Scrooge McDuck around in their giant silo of money. For those people right now that are probably typing, this is why I love AMD. They're not your friend. AMD is not your friend either. AMD just doesn't have the scalability that NVIDIA does in terms of capital to move quickly, but they're on that trajectory and CES proved it. The amount of people that were just like, AMD, 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 you understand AMD is just following NVIDIA's lead, right? You understand that apple literally fell from the neighboring tree. They are related. And so many people still don't even realize that. Lisa Su and Jensen are related. But I can promise you that AMD is just following NVIDIA's path. It is a profitable path. It is a path that is working for NVIDIA, and AMD wants their chunk and their slice of that pie as well. So please stop fooling yourself into thinking that AMD is actually your friend. Now the same thing goes for AMD. The people we talk to at AMD, all of the product developers, all of the product managers, the marketers, they absolutely love and believe in the product that they are involved with. But there is a huge disconnect between leadership and those teams. So please let me be clear. When I say NVIDIA, screw them, blah, 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 I'm not saying screw those people. I feel bad for those people. I feel bad for those people that are involved in the designs and all of the effort and energy that goes into creating what they believe is the greatest product they can come out with on either side for gamers, only for gamers to just be completely shunned by leadership. We already know Jensen's entire philosophy on all of this. And this is, we'll talk about a bigger problem in a moment here, but when when Jensen got on stage and said, AI is the house that GeForce built, we were nothing but a rung in a ladder to get to somewhere else. And now that it is less than 10% of the total revenue, I don't know what the profit is like for NVIDIA when it comes to gamer grade hardware, but now that it's far less than 10% of its total revenue, it's obvious what the writing on the wall is. I don't think they're ever gonna stop making gamer graphics cards. I just think the gaming landscape, as far as we know it right now, until this AI bubble bursts, is, we have no idea what this is gonna look like. The other thing I wanted to say is also the backtrack on the whole concept of Jensen's policies that they are a private company that is not to be, involved with government and all of that. Well, we obviously know which direction that went. So now you're just seeing extreme bootlicking on a level that is just, it's gross. It is so unabashed. It's disgusting. So to see that 180 tells me everything we need to know about NVIDIA's leadership as a whole. Again, I think the products are amazing. Nobody can deny, with the exception of the melting connector problem, which NVIDIA plays a part in, because they were a consultant with PCI SIG. So is Intel. We all can agree the 5090 is a brute of a GPU. It just unfortunately comes with a brute price tag to go along with it. Could you imagine if the 5090 was $1,000? Everyone would want one. There was nobody out there that wouldn't want one at $1,000. Now, whether or not you can afford it doesn't mean you don't want it, so don't fool yourself. But at the same time,
the 5090.
I don't know what the future is going to look like regarding a lot of this. So I think what we're going to see is the 5070 continue to exist at 12 gigs until they start realizing now they need to steal more memory chips from the production line and the packaging of products. Because we already saw NVIDIA remove the chip packaging for the AIBs, right? AIBs have to source their own chips, which has led to an artificial inflation because individual AIBs do not have the buying power that NVIDIA does in terms of quantity. We all know the more quantity you buy, the better discount you get. NVIDIA is keeping all those chips for themselves. So the 5070 12 gig will stick around, and the 5060 Ti 8 gig will probably stick around because they still have to have those stacks. But this is just one of those things where this video is probably nothing more than making myself feel better. Let's not fool ourselves. I think Steve at Gamers Nexus does amazing like due diligence and involving uncovering so much of this information in these document trails and stuff, but it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change. The whole Palantir thing, I understand the reasons behind the whole like real push on the grossness between the Palantir and NVIDIA collaboration there. It's not making any difference. It's not going to make a difference. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be loud and vocal about it. I'm just saying don't expect anything to come of it, is all I'm saying there. So you might as well, you'll actually get better results yelling at the passing by cloud than you will getting Jensen or anyone in NVIDIA to actually listen to people like us, because we do not generate trillions of dollars for the tech mega brand. So my recommendation, I don't have one. It's rare that I don't have one.
Really want a 5090.
This news broke a few days ago. Took me some time to get to this one because I was busy repairing this guy, which, fun fact, I finally did it. It's not perfect. I've got to redo it again because I have some leads that aren't jointed as well as I need, so I'm getting some variance across some of the amps per pin. But the bottom line is the card still works, it still boosts, it does everything I need it to do. It just has some unevenness on the pin amps, and that's 100% because of my solder joints. I can work on that. So I stuck with it, and I'm doing another video about using this card, of removing and replacing the connector and hopefully doing a better job.
You have a Imperial Legend.
After watching about 12 hours of Alex's videos at Northridge Fix, did I finally like figure out some of the technique to at least have a solid starting point to build upon. And I'm thinking now it's more important than ever that I be able to repair my own cards, because it's like we're becoming Cuba of graphics cards. If you don't know what I'm talking about, because of like the whole Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 60s, and the fact that Cuba has been blockaded and embargoed for so long, they had to learn to make their own stuff to keep their cars running and all of that. And it's all just from random crap on the island that keeps the entire infrastructure running. If you've ever watched, look, if you're bored and you're like, I need a break from tech stuff, go on YouTube and just look up Cuban engineering, and you will find some of the most creative and interesting ways that regular ass people have kept their 1957 Chevy running, because that's the newest car they could get at the time. So it is fascinating, and I kind of feel like that's where I'm entering regarding graphics cards right now. And for Louis Rossman, I'll probably try and hot glue something together just to spite the guy, but that's fine. Anyway, time to get out of here. This video is for nothing more than me to get it off my chest and now put it on you. So you do with it as you will. I don't know what the future looks like on this. I don't think the future of games is going anywhere. I just think we're going into the dark ages a little bit regarding what new hardware is going to look like, and let's just all collectively hold our breath.
What do you all
so
think
that we
about
can wait
the
to hear the
5090
pop heard round the world?
graphics card? Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously, I got a 3090 currently.
Government, but there's an interesting
it sounds like they might not
or
be
maybe lack of
making
development
another
here. Before NVIDIA could release
like
the rumored
60
D30
series
for China
for
in an
like
attempt to sell the
a
H20,
series for a bit.
NVIDIA unveiled its earnings on August 27th and announced total revenue of $46.7 billion. NVIDIA said, despite filing applications for H20 licenses in July to sell H20 chips and the US stating it would grant them, NVIDIA still hadn't made any money in the last quarter from H20 sales in China due to the lack of regulation from the government. Now, numbers are why you come to us typically, so to just break this down in a way no one else can, 15% of 0 is 0. So, I'm not even an accountant. Quote, in August 2025,
no, I'm gonna get an Asus
that would allow us to
Astral.
ship certain H20 products to certain China-based customers. But to date, we have not generated any revenue or shipped any H20 products under those licenses. U.S. government officials have expressed an expectation that the U.S. government will receive 15% of the revenue generated from licensed H20 sales. but to date, the U.S. government has not published a regulation codifying such requirement, end quote. That's not all that NVIDIA said at earnings. Jensen Huang also talked about the H100s and the H200s and their lack of stock.
Whether it's AI natives or enterprise SaaS or industrial AI or startups, we're just seeing just an enormous amount of interest in AI and demand for AI. Right now, the buzz is, I'm sure all of you know about the buzz out there. The buzz is everything sold out. H100 sold out. H200s are sold out. Large CSPs are coming out renting capacity from other CSPs. And so the AI native startups are really scrambling to get capacity.
It's an
a few days after this,
actually,
September
never mind,
2nd,
that's not what
we get
that-
back
yeah,
to
is
the
it?
intro of this video. NVIDIA tweeted that it
Excel,
had heard
yeah,
quote, erroneous
big- oh,
chatter
fuck.
in the media, end quote, about the H100 and H200 being
Hey,
sold
Miss
out,
Most, your
and that
shots
the company
get
had,
dick.
quote, more than enough H100 and H200 to satisfy every order without
You
delay.
need
end quote.
once.
Now, NVIDIA may claim that Jensen was talking about other people saying the H100 and the H200 were sold out, and he just didn't happen to correct it or say anything about the information and its accuracy at the time he repeated that on the call. Jensen's statement on the earnings call wasn't entirely clear. Even though, again, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang had stated in that call that they were sold out of H100s and H200s, but NVIDIA can't correct NVIDIA's CEO by tweet. So instead, they blamed the media. Once again, we turn to Orwell to reject the evidence of our eyes and ears. Meanwhile, the U.S. government has its own problems, and it can't figure out, really, I believe the technical political term is what the fuck to do. It just has absolutely no fucking idea what to do. And that's been true, by the way, for like multiple administrations. It's not a party thing at this point. They literally have no idea how technology works. So the U.S. has been inconsistent with its export control rules. A U.S. senator added an amendment called the Guaranteeing Access and Innovation for National Artificial Intelligence Act of 2025. Rolls off the tongue. Should probably work for one of these marketing companies in the hardware industry. This is also known as the GAIN AI Act, an amendment to the Senate's draft of the U.S. National Defense Authorization Act of 2026. The GAIN AI Act would require NVIDIA and U.S. chip makers and chip designers to prioritize U.S. customers for so-called AI chips for sales first. It would create policy, quote, to restrict the export of advanced artificial intelligence chips to foreign entities so long as the United States entities are waiting and unable to acquire those same chips, quote. Now, we're not going to speculate on the merits of this amendment because it seems like kind of a moot point when the U.S. government can't figure out what it wants to do and be consistent with export control rules to begin with or with trade policy to begin with. But NVIDIA had its own problems with this, and NVIDIA likened the GAIN AI Act to the AI diffusion rule, which was a rule under the Biden administration that they tried to put into place before the Trump administration stopped it in May. And NVIDIA, in particular Jensen Huang, has been extremely critical of this bill and the previous administration in relation to this bill in a very public way. Now, NVIDIA didn't like the AI diffusion rule, mostly because money and wanting to make lots of it. But it tried to apply a more strategic approach to tiering trusted countries, or what you might call allies in some capacity, for who can get which GPUs and how many. That's the general breakdown of it, rather than the blanket attempts at export controls. And the reason NVIDIA didn't like this, again, is incredibly complicated, and it's money. It's still money. It was money 30 seconds ago, and it's still money now. Now, to illustrate Emperor Huang's dissatisfaction with the rules, NVIDIA put out, we assume, a memo internally to find a BA in creative writing to put this statement out to the register. Quote, the AI diffusion rule was a self-defeating policy based on doomer science fiction and should not be revived. Our sales to customers worldwide do not deprive U.S. customers of anything, and in fact, expand the market for many U.S. businesses and industries. End quote. Now, there's more here, and this next part plays back into the blame the media part. They said, quote, the pundits feeding fake news to Congress about chip supply are attempting to overturn President Trump's AI action plan and surrender America's chance to lead in AI and computing worldwide, end quote. Now, there's a critical distinction here that's really important you understand. NVIDIA's doomer science fiction here is not at all alike Sam Altman's Coomer science fiction. That's different. That's probably a lot more profitable and has better data to harvest and maybe leverage against people. But the point is, the doomer science fiction is NVIDIA's, and the coomer science fiction is Sam Altman's, okay? All right, we're all clear on that. So, NVIDIA's doomer science fiction is obviously dismissive of dissenting opinion, and also calling news fake news is an interesting strategy. And I will say, as people who report on news and have noticed quite a few times Jensen Huang either, we think, in my opinion, literally lying or being right on that edge of false advertising, I'm not sure that I agree with the fake news premise, but okay, I guess we'll just throw that around now. The company has committed to repeating this doomer science fiction phrase until it is willed into existence. The New York Times reported that NVIDIA's general counsel has been warning of AI doomerism with US policymakers since July. On September 5th, NVIDIA said this of the GAIN AI Act. Quote, the US has always been and will continue to be our largest market. We never deprive American customers in order to serve the rest of the world. In trying to solve a problem that does not exist, the proposed bill would restrict competition worldwide in any industry that uses mainstream computing chips. While it may have good intentions, this bill is just another variation of the AI diffusion rule and would have similar effects on American leadership and the US economy, end quote. Now, they might have somewhat of a point there, considering that NVIDIA is part of the bubble that is propping up basically the entire US economy right now, as we talk about in our What the Fuck is Going On piece on the GNCA channel, where we show a report from an economist about how GDP growth is largely coming from this AI sector, and so is stock market growth. But despite NVIDIA's lobbying efforts and revisionist approach to reality, the US Senate passed the GAIN AI Act in its version of the National Defense Bill in October. Now, the legislation would have to pass through the US House of Representatives to, I believe the technical word is, do anything. And the good news is, what's that? They're closed. They're not getting paid though, right? What? Well, anyway, we can still talk about some of the hypotheticals here. So, according to the next source, which is, who is it? Let's see. I'm gonna go with Bloom. Are we still here? Okay, good. For now. Full-time GN BFF and part-time NVIDIA sugar baby Bloomberg says that officials, quote, in both chambers must now negotiate a final package that may not include the provision, end quote. The government was shut down during our first draft of all this, but that's ended now. Further, according to the Wall Street Journal, Microsoft and Amazon are now backing the GAIN AI Act, adding more support for NVIDIA's least favorite legislation. That said, Microsoft and Amazon probably want more NVIDIA AI GPUs for themselves. But NVIDIA faces a larger obstacle in its ambitions of selling chips to China. And it's China. That's the other obstacle. In August, Reuters reported that China's government warned domestic companies about using NVIDIA's H20 chip and questioned why they, quote, needed to buy NVIDIA chips when they could purchase from domestic suppliers, end quote. China also questioned NVIDIA about security issues with its chips, which caused NVIDIA to say that its GPUs, quote, do not and should not have kill switches and backdoors, end quote. On September 11th, a Beijing official stated that China should ditch NVIDIA's AI chips. A few days later, China accused NVIDIA of violating its anti-monopoly laws, specifically in relation to its Mellanox acquisition previously, a networking company that NVIDIA bought in 2020, and for which there were, I think it was 6 different bullet points that they had to adhere to in order for it to go through in China. So it generally wasn't a good time for NVIDIA. Then on September 17th, the Financial Times reported that China would no longer allow some Chinese companies to purchase the NVIDIA RTX Pro 6000D, a cut-down specific SKU for China. According to the Financial Times, China ordered companies like Alibaba and ByteDance to stop testing with the RTX Pro 6000D, and that the ban, quote, goes beyond, unquote, the H20 warning. So this meant that in September and through October, NVIDIA, the poor, small, struggling startup with the man who only has a few $100,000 worth probably of leather jackets, was getting pinched by both sides, from China and from the US. And as we can all agree, I'm sure, you just kind of feel bad for them. CNBC quoted Jensen Huang as saying that he's, quote, disappointed, end quote, about the news. Welcome to the club, Jensen. I've got a whole series on disappointment. It's called this channel, but also the disappointment build. And let me tell you, it really hasn't solved the whole lot. But I get it. It feels good to just let it out sometimes. Quote, we probably contributed more to the China market than most countries have, and I'm disappointed with what I see. But they have larger agendas to work out between China and the United States, and I'm understanding of that, end quote. One thing we immediately noticed was the difference in professionalism of language and the careful word choice when talking about the potential import restrictions imposed by China and when talking about the US's export controls and the media and the erroneous reports and doomerism. Pretty different vibe from the language used. By October, the Financial Times reported that China was further cracking down on imported NVIDIA AI GPUs through stronger border checks to, quote, wean the country's technology companies away from U.S. products such as NVIDIA's artificial intelligence processors, end quote. The Financial Times stated, quote, the targeted processors, NVIDIA's H20 and RTX Pro 6000D, are designed to adhere to U.S. export controls and maintain the Silicon Valley chip makers' market share in China. But one person said the checks had been extended more recently to all advanced semiconductor products to also better target the smuggling of high-end chips that breach U.S. export curbs, end quote. And just as a reminder, this is the smuggling and chip diversion that CEO Jensen Huang and NVIDIA continually reiterate doesn't happen, but that we've seen personally in my case. Now, we didn't find much demand for China's domestic in our AI GPU black market content, but with China's government now restricting AI GPU imports, the demand for homegrown GPUs could increase, if only because at some point they're going to be more available, at least versus then alternatives that are being import controlled, even if they're not as good. So for both the US and the Chinese governments, there is some real you can't fire me, I quit energy going on right now, as they both impose import and export controls on each other over like basically the same products. China is spending billions to foster AI technology and innovation within the country. And Chinese companies like Huawei, Alibaba, Tencent, More Threads, and Cambricon, among others, are invested in creating AI chips. There are even reports of China's AI chip market, quote, overheating. Now, China's newfound efforts to control the import of NVIDIA AI GPUs from entering the country to stop smuggling probably won't work in the same way that the US's attempts at stopping NVIDIA AI GPUs from entering China didn't really stop anything either. And Singapore once again finds itself connected to GPU smuggling, with US officials citing Singapore as a possible route for AI GPU smuggling. In August, the Department of Justice arrested smugglers for shipping AI GPUs to Singapore and Malaysia before forwarding the chips to China. And now there's a pretty interesting new development where the New York Times is reporting that US officials are investigating a company called Megaspeed, which it says is helping China, quote, sidestep American export restrictions. And according to the Times, Megaspeed bought about $2 billion worth of NVIDIA AI GPUs through a subsidiary, and now U.S. authorities are investigating whether Megaspeed helped China evade export control rules. We're going to have more to say about them in a future piece as well. Quote, Megaspeed has funneled those chips to data centers in Malaysia and Indonesia that appear to remotely serve customers in China. That is not necessarily illegal, but it can be found unlawful if it's done on behalf of a Chinese company. U.S. officials have also been scrutinizing whether Megaspeed diverted some of those chips onto China in violation of U.S. law. Two people familiar with the company said, end quote. This is per the Times. The Times also highlighted close ties between one of Megaspeed's executives, Huang Le, and Jensen Huang. A long story short, on first and last names in China being flipped from what we're used to in the West, the Times noted that Huang Le is not related to Jensen Huang. Her name in English would be Le Huang. But they are not related, the Times says. The publication wrote this, quote, she was mingling with a crowd of tech executives just after midnight at the Taipei bar in early June of last year when she offered to ask Mr. Huang of NVIDIA to join them, recalled Parker Schmidt. The Times further writes, quote, she said, I bet you guys I can get Jensen here. And then Jensen immediately showed up, Mr. Schmidt said, referring to Mr. Huang by his first name. Photos posted to LinkedIn by NetThunder, a data software provider where Mr. Schmidt is chief executive, showed Mr. Huang at the bar with the group. Shortly after Ms. Huang reached out, Mr. Huang, who again the Times says are not related, arrived in his trademark black leather jacket and drank a whiskey shot with the group. He was accompanied by two other NVIDIA executives and had planned to attend the party, said a person close to the company, end quote. And next time, Jensen, if I could just offer you one of our retro IO themed coaster packs for that whiskey shot, I think you'll have more Okay, it doesn't have AI in it, so it's probably not going to work for you. But anyway, despite the connections, NVIDIA said yet again that there was no evidence of GPUs being smuggled into China. An NVIDIA spokesperson said NVIDIA had visited Megaspeed's operations and, quote, found no evidence of diversion and confirmed what we previously observed. Megaspeed is running a small commercial cloud, like many other companies throughout the world, as allowed by U.S. export control rules, end quote. And after the New York Times report, a U.S. senator called for the Commerce Department to investigate Megaspeed further. And this gets to NVIDIA's 0% market share claims. So NVIDIA for the past few weeks has been bouncing in and out of the $5 trillion market cap company threshold, which is very lonely because it's the only one there ever in history. And that means NVIDIA's sad. NVIDIA is extra sad about the state of global affairs. At a Citadel Securities event in October, Jensen said NVIDIA has 0% market share in AI chips in China.
At the moment, we are 100% out of China. And so China is 0% of, we went from 95% market share to 0%. And so I can't imagine any policymaker thinking that that's a good idea. That whatever policy we implemented caused America to lose one of the largest markets in the world to 0%.
Yes, the market share is 0%. It's a 0% market share. Now look, we understand that black markets don't show up on SEC filings. At least I don't think they do yet. But it's just straight up misleading for NVIDIA to say that its market share has dropped to 0% in China. And NVIDIA GPUs continue to sell by the truckload and pallet in China, and they are available right now in markets there. I asked someone to go look and just make sure they're still there, and they are. Right now, you can still buy them. Now, NVIDIA might mean that its new, active, direct-to-China sales from NVIDIA and authorized partners of high-end, export-controlled GPUs is 0% currently for things selling right now, if we add all of the qualifiers impossible to have a charitable interpretation of that. But, one, that is not what they said, exactly, and two, the install base and the sales, whether or not they're involved, is still not 0%. Because GPUs are still getting there, they're still in high demand. We just talked to people who are still buying them and seeking them out. And NVIDIA may not have Chinese companies reported in their sales books buying from them. But Chinese companies are buying their products, including export-controlled ones. And whether or not that's a direct relationship, which it shouldn't be by the law, at least if they don't have a license, it is still money that goes to NVIDIA, and it is still deployment market share, if not active direct sales market share. And so if they're buying them from someone, that purchase eventually goes to NVIDIA one way or the other, even if the secondhand sale didn't. So it's misleading. NVIDIA continues to assure investors and the US government that there are no signs of smuggling, even when there's credible evidence. We've been in China, and we've documented how export-controlled GPUs are smuggled into the country. We've seen GPUs in China that shouldn't be there. As one of our sources said during the trip, NVIDIA GPUs are available in China
with the right price.
NVIDIA releases its next earnings on November 19th. In its last earnings call, NVIDIA reported more than $2.7 billion worth of revenue from China. NVIDIA is not, at least as we write this, forecasting revenue related to China from what we understand. And we'll see how the company handles sales to China going forward. Now, there are still Chinese companies buying these GPUs, even if they're just the unrestricted ones. So you do have to remember that they've got this kind of partition where there's restricted, there's unrestricted, then they've got consumer and data center, and both of those have restricted and unrestricted GPUs as well. So it's a little messy. But meanwhile, US-China relations are sort of back to their normal state in the year of 2025, which means they are not normal. China added more rare earth mineral export restrictions. The U.S. threatened tariff increases on China again and would consider export controls on critical software. Policymakers from China and the U.S. met to work on a trade deal, which they seemingly have been working on since the spring, with the result being a one-year trade truce. The U.S. reduced tariffs on China. China postponed its export controls on rare earth minerals. However, the U.S. didn't talk with China about supplying the country with NVIDIA's
super-duper advanced
Blackwell chips, despite NVIDIA's hopes. Then, according to Reuters, China started requiring state-backed data centers to use only domestic AI chips, and in some cases, even removing foreign chips from incomplete data centers to prioritize China's own solutions. And so we're back to where we've started, which is that GPUs have become inseparably interwoven with geopolitics, and along with death and taxes for the non-rich, and that subject-verb agreement is intentional, So you never know where AI is going. We are certain of one more thing, which is that NVIDIA will keep talking about why everyone needs more AI in their life, whether or not it has a use case yet. And so anybody, anywhere, anytime needs AI in their lives. And regardless of what happens with US-China relations, NVIDIA says that it is the best for everybody if the United States and China both can buy everything from NVIDIA.
You know, like I said, I love it if you buy everything from me, but just please buy something from me. But I'll come back to the ground truth, fundamental truth. I believe that it is in the best interest of China that NVIDIA is able to serve that market and compete in that market. I fundamentally believe it's in the best interest of China. It is, of course, in the fantastic interest of the United States. Yeah. It is fundamental, but those two truths can coexist. It is possible for both to be true, and I believe it is both true.
However, we do know where NVIDIA's heart is in all of this.
Ultimately, the more we sell, the better it is for America. They're sitting on gold mines.
We're just reading
the enterprise
something.
IT industry is sitting on a gold mine. It's a gold mine because they have so much understanding of the way work is done. They have all these amazing tools that have been created over the years, and they're sitting on a lot of data. If they could take that gold mine and turn them into co-pilots, these co-pilots could help us do things. And so just about every IT franchise, IT platform in the world that has valuable tools that people use is sitting on a gold mine for co-pilots.
And so my concern with all this, not that anyone asked what the fuck I think, but you know, that's my whole career so far, so we'll just keep going with it. My concern is NVIDIA is taking a very uniquely and new to them, almost, I think, authoritarian or at least Orwellian strategy of insisting that the media's lying about them. They have literally said now the words in that one statement we read, fake news. They've talked about erroneous reporting in relation to, from everything I could find, something that the CEO said, or at the very least implied, and they talk about doomerism in a very dismissive way about a technology that's brand new and should be probably evaluated carefully, and especially the sale of it when so many of these people in positions of power have warned us about the technology, and then somehow it's doomerism to even consider those warnings. And it seems the approach is to just kind of continually insist that everyone else who is in disagreement with NVIDIA is fake news and lying. And because so many people stand to make so much money, I think that there's a lot of incentive to just keep going along with it. Even if NVIDIA turns around and says they're lying, because as long as they think that there's still money to be made, there's incentive to go with it. And the cognitive dissonance is strong when there's a lot of money to be made. So that's kind of the update on NVIDIA's situation with the export controls. We're going to have a lot of coverage in this series. It's not all NVIDIA. There's a bunch of different stories to talk about NZXT2, but we've got stuff going here. We have stuff going on GNCA. I considered this one for GNCA, but then NVIDIA is such a huge part of what we cover in the gaming world and the consumer world, and it's a follow-up to the AIGP black market piece that we just thought it made sense to continue that story beat here where we started it. So you can subscribe to both channels for all of it. But there's going to be a lot more to talk about. Check out the What the Fuck is Going On piece on GNCA if you want to learn about the big circular bubble of AI. Circular bubble is redundant, but you know, that's okay. We need some redundancy at some point. So
yeah, I'm going to call it for tonight.
More, go to store.gamersaccess.net to support us directly, like by buying one of our coaster packs or our new backer tiers that contain the coaster packs, USB drives with some of the copies of the videos on it for digital preservation permanently on storage that you will own, and more things like that. Directly funds us as I continue to burn bridges. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.
All right. All right. Announce the next cozy game. Let's get it. I want to see the new cozy game. The new cozy.
There. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Y'all be good. I really appreciate y'all being here. If you could hit that like and sub. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you in the next one. All right? I'll probably see you tomorrow at some point. I'm gonna hang out with my girl. Enjoy your night. Peace.